Hello and welcome to the stream. I hope you're all having a good day. Alright, well let's just jump right back in from where we left off. A familiar. Well, servants might be in that category, but they're on a whole different level. See, that girl over there is a ghost liner, considered to be one of the strongest of all familiars. Ghost liner, so does that mean she's really a ghost? The spirit of a human, someone who died long ago. The residual thoughts of a person of exceptional ability who remains in this world even after their death. But that doesn't make sense. Ghosts don't possess a physical body. Ghosts can only hurt other ghosts. So how could I, who possesses a body, be killed by a spirit?
幽霊。似たようなものだけど、そんなもんと一緒にしたらセイバーに殺されるわよ。サーバントは受肉した過去の英雄。精霊に近い人間以上の存在なんだから。
Hey Dawson, actually there were a couple of new games that have just released that I was really looking forward to. The first one being Gundam Breaker 4. Been looking forward to that. And the other one that I've really been looking forward to is Black Myth Wukong. Huh? Incarnated heroes of the past?
そうよ。過去だろうが現代だろうが、とにかく死亡した伝説上の英雄をこう引っ張ってきてね、実体化させるのよ。まあ、呼び出すまでがマスターの役割で、後の実体化は聖杯がしてくれるんだけどね。魂を形にするなんてのは、一介の魔術師には不可能だもの。ここは強力なアーティファクトの力におんぶしてもらうってわけ。
Wait a minute, are you saying that a hero from the past is... What? I look at Saber. My top 3 video games of all time. Oh, damn. Let's see, top 3 video games of all time. Skyrim's right at the top of that list. That one's, with all the mods out there for that one, it's got so much replayability. You can almost do whatever you want with that one now. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to add Black Myth to the top of my video games of all time. Just so you guys know, I probably will be doing at least a couple episodes of Black Myth Wukong. I've already tentatively recorded the first one. And that one was really fun to play, so that one's right at the top of my list right now. As for the third one, I'm gonna have to think about that for a few minutes, to be honest. I've played so damn many. So she's a hero of the past, too? Well, sure, nobody in the modern era would dress like her, but still. I haven't actually played Fallout. Although I hear it's pretty good. But that's impossible. I've never heard of magecraft like that.
当然よ。これは魔術じゃないもの。あくまで聖杯による現象と考えなさい。 そうでなければ魂を再現して固定化するなんてできるはずがない。
A recreation of a soul? Does that mean these servants are different than phantoms?
違うわ。人間であれ動物であれ機械であれ、偉大な功績を残すと輪廻の輪から外されて一段階上に昇華するって話聞いたことない？
Well, maybe I'll have to try Fallout at some point. Actually, I'm gonna go back to that other question you asked there, Dawson. I'm gonna put Fate Samurai Remnant in my in the top 3. That game is so fun.
英霊っていうのはそういう連中よ。要するに崇め立て祀られて疑似的な神様になった者たちなんでしょうね。高霊術とか口寄せとかそういう一般的な霊を扱う魔術は彼らの力の一部を借り受けて奇跡を起こすでしょ。けどこのサーバントっていうのは英霊本体を直接連れてきて使い魔にする。だから基本的には霊体としてそばにいるけど必要とあれば実体化させて戦わせられるってわけ。
So they can switch between spirit form and being corporeal? I don't see your servant right now, so does that mean he's in spirit form right now?
いえ、あいつはうちの召喚人で傷を癒している最中よ。
Well, he kind of needs to heal after Saber beat the snot out of him.
さっきセイバーにやられたでしょ。あれだってあと少し強制撤去が遅かったら一撃で消滅してたわ。
Yeah, she damn near beheaded him in one swing.
いい？サーバントを倒せるのは同じ霊体であるサーバントだけ。そりゃ相手が実体化していればこっちの攻撃も当たるからうまくすれば倒せるかもしれない。
Fallout 3 and New Vegas are the best ones of all the Fallout games? Okay, well maybe I'll just start with Fallout 3 then if when I try it out.
けどサーバントはみんな怪物じみてるでしょ。だから怪物の相手は怪物に任せてマスターは後方支援をするっていうのがセオリーね。
Give me 1 second, guys. Hello? Hey. I'm not at home right now. I'm in the middle of my stream. Well, I can call you as soon as I get back. All right. Thinking of wrapping up. It'll probably only be, probably wrap up around 7:30. If not, yeah. Okay. Bye-bye. Sorry about that, guys. All right. Tosaka's explanation ticks me off. I don't know what the other servants are like, but calling servants monsters doesn't feel like a fair description of Saber.
とにかくマスターになった人間は召喚したサーバントを使って他のマスターを倒さなければならない。
Saber a monster is kind of a fair assessment. I mean, let's face it. She is kind of monstrous in terms of strength, so it's a fair assessment. Okay, so New Vegas is the best one, but Fallout 3 is a good place to start. Okay, sounds good.
そのあたりは理解できた？
In theory, yeah, but I'm still not convinced. First of all, what kind of sick mind thought to do this in the first place?
それは私が知るべきことでもないし、答えてあげることでもない。そのあたりはいずれちゃんと聖杯戦争を監督しているやつに聞きなさい。私が教えてあげられるのはね、あなたはもう戦うしかなくて、サーバントは強力な使い魔だからうまく使えってことだけよ。
As Tosaka says that she turns to Saber.
さて、エミヤ君から話を聞いた限りじゃ、あなたは不完全な状態みたいね、セイバー。マスターとしての心得がない魔術師見習いに呼び出されたんだから。
Which DLC are you talking about, Dawson? That little heart thing for chat is covering up part of your message there, so but I have played through Skyrim many times. I've done the Hearthfire DLC, I have done the Dragonborn DLC, yeah, I've pretty much beat Skyrim just about every way you can at this point. So I started playing around with it with some very entertaining mods.
ええ、あなたの言う通り、私は万全ではありません。シローには私を実体化させる魔力がないため、霊体に戻ることも魔力の回復も難しいでしょう。驚いたわ。そこまでひどかったこともだけど、あなたが正直に話してくれるなんて思わなかった。どうやって弱みを聞き出そうかなって程度だったのに。敵に弱点を見抜かれるのは不本意です。
Saber just up and told you what her weakness is, you terrible master.
こちらの手札を隠しても意味はないでしょう。
Okay, I haven't actually finished the Dawn Guard DLC. The Dragonborn DLC, that was a wild ride. My last playthrough, I was playing around. I started off because I have the alternative start right mod. So I started off as a vampire, which makes when your first visit to the Dawn Guard Sanctuary pretty entertaining.
それならばあなたに知ってもらうことで、シローにより深く現状を理解してもらった方がいい。正解。風格も十分と。もうますます惜しい。私がセイバーのマスターだったらこんな戦い勝ったも同然だったのに。
Yeah, well, Rind, you're not Saber's master, so just deal with it. Tosaka, are you saying I'm not fit to be her master?
当然でしょ?
Yes, Dawson, absolutely. Serana is best girl in Skyrim. Oh, anyone with a heart might have softened that blow a bit. But Rin doesn't have a heart. But she doesn't realize how hurtful her words are. My image of her as a perfect honor student at school slowly crumbles. Izai sure was right about her. She's fiendishly relentless.
さて、話がまとまったところでそろそろ行きましょうか。
Tosaka announces this curtly. But it's kinda weird. What? Go? Where?
だから あなたが巻き込まれたこのゲーム、聖杯戦争をよく知っているやつに会いに行くの。エミヤくん、聖杯戦争の理由について知りたいんでしょ？
Yeah, of course. But where are we going? It's already late. And it's far too...
大丈夫。隣町だから急げば夜明けまでには帰ってこれるわ。それに明日は日曜なんだから別に夜更かししてもいいじゃない。
Yeah, getting to go through Apocrypha was quite the experience. Getting teleported everywhere with Mirek's stupid arse black books. That's not the issue here. So much has happened today, and I'm utterly exhausted. I just want to rest and organize my thoughts.
何？行かないの？もうエミヤくんがそう言うんならいいけど、セイバーは？
For some reason, Tosaka's asking for Saber's opinion. Wait, Saber's got nothing to do with this. Don't push her. Oh, yeah? Hermaeus Mora is your favorite god in Skyrim? Personally, I'm kind of partial to Shea Gorath. Oh, that man and his cheese.
もうマスターとしての自覚はあるんだ。私がセイバーと話すのは嫌？
That's not it. It's just that if everything you said about this whole thing is true, then that would mean Saber's a hero from the past. That means she wouldn't know anything about the modern era. That's why...
シロ、それは違う。サーバントは人間の世であるのなら、あらゆる時代に適応します。ですからこの時代のこともよく知っている。
That's why I stand corrected. You are? Really?
もちろん。この時代に呼び出されたのも一度ではありませんから。
It most definitely is not. What?
嘘。どんな確率よそれ。
What, that she'd be summoned to 2 Holy Grail wars back to back? The odds are actually pretty good. Oh hey, Tosaka's surprised too? That must mean what Saber said is at least somewhat unusual.
シロ、私は彼女に賛成です。あなたはマスターとして知識がなさすぎる。あなたと契約したサーバントとして、シロには強くなってもらわなければ困ります。
Yes, Oblivion had an awesome DLC with Shea Gorath. The Shivering Isles DLC was so much fun. Although, I have to admit, my favorite thing about Skyrim is getting to use the Wabbajack. That thing is absolutely hilarious. Saber silently stares at me. The look on her face tells me she's saying this for my sake, not for her own safety. Fine. Guess I have to go, don't I? So where is this place, Tosaka? We can still get back here from there, right?
もちろん。行き先は隣町の琴峰教会。そこがこの戦いを監督してるエセ神父の居所よ。
Yeah, he is a sham priest, and just about everything else. Tosaka flashes a mischievous grin. their remake, Oblivion's getting a remake? I did not know that. However, instead of remaking Oblivion and Skyrim, like, for the dozenth time, how about we just get Elder Scrolls 6? Yeah, there's an idea. It's the look of someone who's enjoying teasing me since I have no clue what's going on. At least that's what I think. I'm starting to believe Tosaka has a really nasty side. We walk through town at night. It's 1 in the morning, and there's nobody out at this hour. The houses are dark, and the sleepy town is cast only in the streetlight's pale glow. Hey Tosaka, are you planning on walking to the next town?
そうよ。だって電車もバスも終わってるでしょ。いいんじゃない？たまには夜の散歩っていうのも。
I mean, a nighttime stroll is always nice. Well, assuming it's not too cold, that is. To be honest, Dawson, I'd rather get Elder Scrolls 6 than another remake. Although Morrowind would be a nice remake also, I'd still prefer getting Elder Scrolls 6, you know, while I'm still young enough to frickin' play it. Okay, but I just want to make sure. Do you know how long the walk will take?
歩いてだと1時間ぐらいかしらね。まあ、遅くなったら帰りはタクシーでも拾えばいいでしょ。
I don't have that kind of money, and my point is more about whether it's safe for a girl to walk around at this hour. You know, it's been dangerous recently. I don't want to be responsible if something happens to you. How surprised, Tosaka.
相手がどんなやつだろうとちょっかいなんて出してこないわ。エミヤ君は忘れてるみたいだけど。
From everything that we've been able to gather from Bethesda, yeah, Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna be in Hammerfell. I'm really looking forward to it, which is why we need to stop getting remakes and reselling us different versions of Skyrim and just give us the Elder Scrolls 6 so we can enjoy it. Stop beating around the bush. Oh, now that she mentions it, if anyone picks a fight with Saber, they're dead for sure.
リン、シロは今何を言いたかったのでしょう。私には理解できなかったのですが。
いや、大した勘違いっぷりっていうか、大間抜けっていうか。なんでも私たちが痴漢に襲われたら、エミヤ君が助けてくれるんだって。
There are way too many remasters of Skyrim.
そんな、シロは私のマスターだ。それでは立場が逆ではないですか。
Yes, Saber, your roles would be reversed if he did that. It's not gonna stop him. The dude has like a screw loose, okay?
そういうの考えてないんじゃない？魔術師とかサーバントとかどうでもいいって感じ。あいつの頭の中、一度見てみたくなったわね。
No, Rin, you don't want to see what's going on in Shiro's head. Tosaka and Saber seem to be on good enough terms to chat now. Saber's been quiet ever since I stopped her from leaving the house as she was. She flatly refused to take off her armor, so I made her wear a raincoat, and she's been quiet ever since. Now she's just following me and only speaks to Tosaka. We'll stop pissing her off then.
あれどっちに行くのよエミヤくんそっち道が違うんじゃない
Really? There's a Nintendo Switch version of Skyrim now? That's hilarious. Although I'm not entirely sure why you'd want to... unless you still have access to all the... creations, as they're called now. Otherwise, I think a Nintendo Switch version of Skyrim would be just pointless if you don't have access to all the mods and stuff. We need to go to the bridge, right? Shortcut. I feel a little awkward walking right beside her, so I walk a little faster and took the side path. We enter a park along the riverside. All we need to do is cross the bridge to reach Shinto.
へえこんな道あったんだそっか橋には公園からでも行けるんだから公園を目指せばいいのね
Exactly, Rin. There you go. Why? And wait, how come you don't know there's a path here? Maybe it's the park at night. Tosaka, as she stands there, staring up at the bridge, looks prettier than when I saw her at school. This isn't good. Let's just go. We didn't come here to goof off. I remind Tosaka to hurry and start climbing the stairs. It is for guys and gals to play Skyrim on the go, but without all the mods, I mean, once you've beaten the game once, without the mods, it's almost not worth playing again. Once we reach the road at the side of the bridge, it's just a straight shot to Shinto. There's nobody on the bridge. Yes, there is. There's Rin, Shiro, and Saber are on the bridge. What do you mean there's nobody there? Not surprising, since the bridge isn't exactly busy, even during the day. People tend to take the bus or train to get to the next town, so the pedestrian bridge doesn't see much use. It's a pretty good distance, and the bridge itself seems a little unsteady, so people might worry it could collapse at any time. Yeah, the mods add almost everything to the game. I mean, there's a mod for just about everything you could conceive of. Probably why this isn't a very popular spot for dates, even though the location and ambience are perfect. What's in your head, Shiro? Stop thinking about such stupid crap. Saber follows silently while Rin walks beside me. I hurry across the bridge as fast as I can and try not to think too much about the two girls with me. What? Your harem has begun. Deal with it. Once we cross the bridge, Tosaka leads us to the suburbs. The office buildings near the station only come to mind when I think of Shinto, but there's still a traditional townscape on the outskirts. The suburbs are especially prominent in that sense. There are gentle slopes and a hill that overlooks the ocean. The further up the hill you go, the fewer buildings there are, and there's even a foreigner's cemetery built along the hillside.
この上が教会よ。エミヤくんも一度ぐらいは行ったことがあるんじゃない
No, we probably have never been to Kotomine's church. Nope, never. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. Though, I do know it used to be an orphanage. Bravestein starts playing.
そう
That would be
なら今日が
fitting,
初めて
wouldn't
か
it?
じゃあ少し気を引き締めた方がいいわ。あそこの神父は一筋縄じゃいかないから。
I look up and see a shadow that must be a building on the top of the hill. A church atop a hill. I never imagined a circumstance like this is what would bring me to God's house. Whoa, this is amazing. The church is magnificent. The whole hilltop seems to be the church grounds, and I'm greeted by a huge open space the moment I reach the top of the hill. The church at the other side of the vast open space isn't all that big, but it seems to loom over everything, intimidating any visitors.
シロ、私はここに残ります。
Okay, you stay behind. Huh? Why? You came all this way. I can't just leave you here.
私は教会に来たのではなく、シロを守るためについてきたのです。シロの目的地が教会であるのなら、これ以上遠くには行かないでしょう。ですから、ここで帰りを待つことにします。
Just let her play bodyguard, okay, Shiro? Saber is frank in her response. I can't see her budging at this point, so I decide to respect her decision. Good choice. All right, then I'll be back.
はい。誰であろうと気を許さないように、マスター。
Wow, those church doors need some grease. The chapel is large and majestic. It must see many visitors during the day based on the number of pews in the chapel. Well, the only good companion in Skyrim is Serena, so isn't she everybody's favorite? Since she's the only decent companion of the lot? It must... Oh, we already read that. The priest must have incredible authority if he's responsible for a church as grand as this one. Tosaka, what kind of man is the priest here?
どんな人かって説明するのは難しいわね。10年来の知人だけど、私だって未だにあいつの性格はつかめないもの。
Known him for over a decade? That's a long time to know someone. Are you two related or something?
親戚じゃないけど、私の後見人よ。ついでに言うと、兄弟子にして第二の師っていうところ。
I'm terribly sorry about that, Rin. You have my condolences, dear girl. Eh? Senior disciple as a mage?
そうだけど、なんで驚くのよ、そこで。
Because Shiro's a dunderhead and didn't know there were other mages? He's a priest, right? Aren't priests forbidden from using magecraft? Mages and churches have never mixed well. Mages belong to a large organization called the Mages Association. But there's also a hidden group operating in the shadows of the most widespread religion. Not one normal people would ever hear about or want to get involved with, known as the Holy Church. The two have nothing in common. They may have a sort of surface alliance, but they're constantly trying to kill each other given half a chance. Okay, well, Alia's not a half bad companion either, but she's still not on the same level as Serana. The church loathes heretics. They're out to eliminate anything inhuman in the world, including users of magecraft. In the church's eye, only saints are permitted to perform miracles. All other human miracles are heresy. There are no exceptions, even for those within the church. The higher the position one is within the church, the more they are forbidden from the impurity of magecraft. It goes without saying that the more blessings someone receives from God, especially someone who is in charge of a church like this, the further the distance they should take from magecraft. Okay, Cicero's funny as hell. I can understand why some people like to have Cicero as a companion. Dude's a mad lad. Actually, I didn't know the priest here was on our side.
ええ、聖杯戦争の監督役を任されたやつだもの。バリッバリの大公社よ。まあ、最も神のご加護があるかどうかは疑問だけど。
Tosaka's footsteps echo as she walks toward the altar. I'm not sure whether you're supposed to be walking around here without a priest, but it's pretty late. The priest wouldn't be in the chapel at this hour. I guess he'd be in his private room out back. Huh? So what's the priest's name? I think you said Kotomine or something earlier?
名前は琴峰綺麗。父さんの教え子でね。もう10年以上顔を合わせてる腐れ縁よ。まあ、できれば知り合いたくなかったけど。
同感だ。私も死を敬わぬ弟子など持ちたくはなかった。
Well, if you gave us a reason to respect you, Kirei, we might. Tap, tap. I hear footsteps. A man slowly emerges from the far side of the altar. He must have noticed when we entered the chapel.
再三の呼び出しにも応じぬと思えば、変わった客を連れてきたな。彼が7人目というわけか、リン。
Yeah, we're the seventh.
そう。一応魔術師だけど、中身は点で素人だから見てられなくって。確かマスターになった者はここに届けを出すのが決まりだったわよね。あんたたちが勝手に決めたルールだけど、今回は守ってあげる。
それは結構。なるほど。ではその少年には感謝しなくてはな。
You know you're in trouble when Kirei's thanking you. The priest slowly looks me over. I unconsciously step back. I'm not afraid. You should be. You should be. And I don't sense any hostility from this priest. But the way he carries himself, he just gives off an incredible aura of intimidation.
私はこの教会を任されている琴峰綺麗というものだが、君の名は何というのかな。7人目のマスターよ。
It's Shiro Emiya, but I don't remember signing up to be a master. I brace myself, glaring at the priest, so as not to buckle under that intimidating presence.
エミヤ、シロ。
Huh? That intimidating aura grows chilly. The priest smiles as if pleased. That smile of his, I can't explain it, but it makes me
礼を言う、エミヤ。
uneasy, maybe?
よくリンを連れてきてくれた。君がいなければあれは最後までここには訪れなかったろう。
The priest makes his way to the altar. Tosaka, on the other hand, just looks bored as she moves away from the altar and comes to stand next to me.
では始めよう。エミヤ・シロ。君はセイバーのマスターで間違いはないか？
You betcha we are Sabers, Master. That's not entirely true. I did form a contract with Saber, but I have no idea what the hell Masters and the Holy Grail Wars are. If proper mages are the only ones who can be masters, then you should pick a different master.
なるほど。これは重症だ。彼は本当に何も知らないのか、リン。
Sadly, yes. We really know nothing.
だから素人だって言ったじゃない。そのあたりからしつけてあげて。そういう追い込み得意でしょ、あんた。
Ah, yes, Jizago. Can you please test this scroll of fire cloak for me? Damn near, dude damn near blows you up. I mean, I guess it's not as bad as being turned into various farm animals. But still, Jizago is like a crazy cat that tries to blow you up. Tosaka practically pawns me off on the priest, still looking bored.
ほう。これは、そういうことか。よかろう。お前が私を頼ったのはこれが初めてだ。
Like, I might like Jizago more if he didn't go out of his way to try exploding me.
Emiやシロには感謝をしてもしたりないな。
The more I hear them talk, the more uneasy I get.
まず君の勘違いを正そう。いいか、エミやシロ。マスターというものは他人に譲れるものではないし、なってしまった以上やめられるものでもない。
Well, I mean, technically, you can simply quit.
何者であろうとマスターを辞めることはできる。まずはその事実を受け入れろ。
Oh, but there is. There are several ways you can resign from being a master. I can't quit? Why not?
霊視とは聖魂でもある。マスターとは与えられた試練だ。 都合が悪いからといって放棄することはできん。その痛みからは聖杯を手に入れるまでは解放されない。お前がマスターを辞めたいというのであれば聖杯を手に入れ斧が望みを叶えるより他はあるまい。そうなれば何もかもが元通りだぞ、エミヤシロ。 お前の望み、その内に溜まった泥をすべてかき出すこともできる。そうだ、初めからやり直すこととて可能だろうよ。故に望むがいい。
Yeah, he does kind of. Doesn't he? What? How am I supposed to desire something I didn't even know about like 3 days ago?
もしその時が来るのなら、君はマスターに選ばれた幸運に感謝するのだからな。その目に見えぬ火傷の跡を消したいのならば、成婚を受け入れるだけでいい。
What? I feel faint. The priest's words don't make any sense. The more I listen, the more I'm confused. Yet his words permeate in my mind, staining me like blood.
キレ、回りくどい真似はしないで。私は彼にルールを説明してあげてって言ったのよ。誰も傷を開けなんて言ってない。
Kirai's not being obtuse, he's being an outright dick. I mean, not that he can help it, that's just the way he is, but, I mean, that's what he's doing. It's not obtuse, he's just straight up being a dick. Her voice interrupts the priest's words. Well, I mean, that is true. A wish it is kind of a really, really nice reward to get. Tosaka. My confused mind snaps back.
そうか。こういった手合いには何を言っても無駄だからな。せめて勘違いしたまま道徳を拭い去ってやろうと思ったのだが。情けは人のためならずとはよく言ったものだ。つい私自身も楽しんでしまったか。
Yeah, we know you enjoyed being a dick.
何よ、彼を助けるといいことあるっていうの？あんたに。
あるとも。人を助けるということはいずれ自身を救うということだからな。と今さらお前に説いても始まるまい。では本題に戻ろうか、エミヤシロ。君が巻き込まれたこの戦いは聖杯戦争と呼ばれるものだ。7人のマスターが7人のサーバントを用いて繰り広げる争奪戦。
Okay, Rin already covered this.
リンから聞いているか。
Yeah, she did. She told me about the whole ridiculous thing where 7 masters participate in a battle to the death.
そうだ。だが我らとて好きでこのような非道を行っているわけではない。
Well, I mean, you might.
すべては聖杯を得るにふさわしいものを選抜するための儀式だ。何しろ物が物だからな。所有者の選定にはいくつかの試練が必要だ。
The hell with trials. I bet this priest doesn't think of the Holy Grail War as a trial at all. Wait, you keep saying Holy Grail. What even is that? You don't mean the actual Holy Grail, right? The Holy Grail. A goblet said to have received the blood of a saint. It is considered to be one of the greatest sacred relics of all time, and it is said to perform a variety of miracles. One of the most widely held beliefs is that whoever holds the Holy Grail can possess the entire world. But that seems kind of unlikely, since the Holy Grail itself probably doesn't even exist. Stories of a Holy Grail that can grant wishes appear in numerous myths and legends around the world. But that's a mythical power that none claim has ever actually existed or been replicated. That is the Holy Grail. You can't wait for the strange fake anime? I know, I'm looking forward to that one too. It'd be nice if they'd get on with it already. That episode 1 was absolutely amazing. Now, give me more. I want more. So what is it, Kirei Kotomine? Is the Holy Grail you speak of really the Holy Grail?
もちろんだとも。この町に現れる聖杯は本物だ。その証拠の一つとして、サーバントなどという法外な奇跡が起きているだろう。過去の英霊を呼び出し刺激する。いいな。すでに死者の蘇生に近いこの奇跡は魔法と言える。
That is true. Although it's not as fake of a Holy Grail as the waxing moon ritual in Samurai Remnant. I mean, there's a reason when Gil got summoned to that. He's like, you know what? Screw this. It's not. You're not even offering me the real thing. Why should I participate?
これだけの力を持つ聖杯ならば、持ち主に無限の力を与えよう。物の心眼など、その事実の前には無価値だ。
So what he's saying is that as long as the object possesses power that surpasses the real thing, it doesn't matter whether it's real or fake? I mean, that's kind of an accurate assumption too. If it's doesn't matter if it's real or fake, if what it can do surpasses the original. Fine, let's assume it's really a Holy Grail. Then why would something like the Holy Grail War need to happen? If the Holy Grail exists, we shouldn't be killing each other over it. Something so amazing should be shared.
もっともな意見だが、そんな自由は我々にはない。聖杯を手にする者はただ一人。それは私たちが決めたのではなく、聖杯自体が決めたことだ。7人のマスターを選ぶのも、7人のサーバントを呼び出すのも、すべては聖杯自体が行うこと。
Huh. Well, there you go, Rin. So obviously, I am suited to be Saber's master. If the Holy Grail decided that that Shiro should be a master, he's obviously qualified.
これは儀式だと言っただろう。聖杯は自らを持つにふさわしい人間を選び、彼らを競わせて、ただ一人の持ち主を選定する。それが聖杯戦争。聖杯に選ばれ、手に入れるために殺し合う恒例儀式というわけだ。
Yeah, don't you fake it now. That is kind of an ironic theme song for it. It's because they're straight up faking it. He's so matter-of-fact about it all. I have no response, so I just stare at my left hand. There's an inscription on my hand. A mark these two call command spell. As long as I have this mark, I'm told I can't quit being a master. This still doesn't make sense. Just because only one person can be selected, there's no reason for all the other masters to die.
ちょっと待って。殺すしかないっていうのは誤解よ、ヘミヤ君。別にマスターを殺す必要はないんだから。
Well, I mean, you can forgive Shiro's misunderstanding here. Everyone's been telling them that this is a 7-master battle to the death. And a battle to the death usually involves killing your opponent. Huh? But you said it's a battle to the death. Even Kotomine said that.
殺し合いだ。
See? It's what battle to the death means.
あのね、この町に伝わる聖杯っていうのは霊体なの。だから物としてあるわけじゃなくて特別な儀式で呼び出す。つまり恒例で呼び出すことは私たち魔術師だけでもできるんだけど、これが霊体である以上私たちには触れられない。この意味わかる？
Do. Only spirit forms can touch other spirit forms. Oh, so that's why you need servants.
そういうこと。ぶっちゃけた話、聖杯戦争っていうのは自分のサーバント以外のサーバントを撤去させるってことよ。だからマスターを殺さなければならないという決まりはない。
Albeit, the quickest way to get rid of a master's servant is unfortunately to kill said master. Why didn't they tell me that earlier? Honestly, Tosaka and that priest are pretty wicked. But that's a relief. It means Tosaka won't have to die even if I join the Holy Grail War.
なるほど。そういう考えもできるか。ではエミヤシロ、一つ尋ねるが。 君は自分のサーバントを倒せると思うか?
No, Saber'd pummel my ass in like 2.5 heartbeats. If that. Defeat Saber? Of course not. Besides, Magecraft is useless against her and she's insanely strong with her sword.
ではもう一つ尋ねよう。つまらぬ問いだが。 君は自分がサーバントより優れていると思えるか?
What? What the hell's he asking this? I can't beat Saber, so there's no way I'm better than her. Yes, Francesca is one crazy girl. My answer to both those questions is that I'm weaker than my servant. Oh.
そういうことだ。サーバントはサーバントをもってしても破りがたい。ならばどうするか。そら、実に単純な話だろう。サーバントはマスターがいなければ存在できぬ。いかにサーバントが強力であろうと、マスターが潰されれば、 そのサーバントも消滅する。ならば。
Yeah, while we don't have to kill the other masters, it is the fastest way to beat their servant. Now I get it. Nobody would make things harder for themselves. If someone wanted to make sure they won, killing the masters would be the much easier path. Yes, finally a dead apostle in a Grail War. That should be really interesting. That should give that particular master a distinct advantage, one would think, being that they're a dead apostle. Yeah, I get it now. It's easier to defeat the master than the servant. Let me ask you this then. If the servant is defeated first, is their master no longer a master? If servants are the only ones who can touch the Holy Grail, then a master who has lost their servant becomes obsolete, right?
いや、霊樹がある限りマスターの権利は残る。マスターとはサーバントと契約できる魔術師のことだ。霊樹があるうちはいくらでもサーバントと契約できる。 マスターを失ったサーバントはすぐに消えるわけではない。彼らは体内の魔力が尽きるまでは現世にとどまれる。そういったマスターを失ったサーバントがいれば、サーバントを失ったマスターとて再契約が可能となる。戦線復帰ができるというわけだ。だからこそマスターはマスターを殺すのだ。下手に生かしておけば新たな障害になる可能性があるからな。
It's funny what his servant did to him. Which servant are you referring to? It's been a while since I watched that one episode of Strange Fake. Then what if you use up your command spells? That means you can't form another contract with another servant, and the servant who gets freed will pair up with another master?
待って、それは。
それはその通りだ。霊樹さえ使い切ってしまえばマスターの責務からは解放されるな。もっとも強力な魔術を行える霊樹を無駄に使うなどという魔術師がいるとは思えないが、いたとしたらそいつは半人前どころかただのふぬけということだろう。
Oh, you see Tsukihime before you ever got into Fate? I actually got into Fate before I heard about Tsukihime and Karano Kyokai and whatnot. So I ended up doing things a little different there because I started with Stay Night and I was like, well, what else we got? So then I found Tsukihime and Karano Kyokai. The priest laughs as if he can see right through me. This is starting to get to me. The priest's tone is provoking. Yeah, it's because he's being a dick, like always.
ならばルールの説明はここまでだ。さて、それでは初めに戻ろうエミやシロ。君はマスターになったつもりはないと言ったが、それは今でもマスターを放棄するというのならそれもよかろう。君が今考えた通り、霊樹を使い切ってセーバーとの契約を立てばよい。その場合、聖杯戦争が終わるまで君の安全は私が保証する。
What? Hold on a minute. Why the hell would you need to guarantee my safety? I can protect myself.
私とてお前に構うほど暇ではない。だがこれも決まりでな。私は繰り返される聖杯戦争を監督するために派遣された。故に聖杯戦争による犠牲は最小限にとどめなくてはならないのだ。マスターで亡くなった魔術師を保護するのは監督役として最優先事項なのだよ。
Did you say repeating Holy Grail War? Hold on a minute. It repeats? Does that mean a battle like this happened before? What the hell do you mean? Are you saying this isn't the first Holy Grail War?
無論
Nope.
でなければ監督役などというものが派遣されると思うか。この教会は聖遺物を回収する任を帯びる特務局の末端でな。本来は聖十字の調査回収を旨とするが、極東の地に観測された第726聖杯を調査し、これが正しいものであるのなら回収し、そうでなければ否定しろとな。
The 726th Holy Grail War. Holy damn. 726? Are there really that many holy grails? No, it's just the same one showing up repeatedly.
らしきものならばそれだけの数があったということだろう。そしてその中の一つがこの町で観測される聖杯であり、聖杯戦争だ。記録では200年ほど前が一度目の戦いになっている。以後約50年周期でマスターたちの戦いは繰り返されている。聖杯戦争はこれで5度目。前回が10年前であるから今までで最短のサイクルということになるが。
Are you all insane? You guys have done this thing 4 times already?
まったく同感だ。お前の言う通り、連中はこんなことを何度も繰り返してきたのだよ。そう。過去繰り返された聖杯戦争はことごとく苛烈を極めてきた。マスターたちは斧が欲望に突き動かされ、魔術師としての教えを忘れ、ただ無差別に殺し合いを行った。君も知っていると思うが、魔術師にとって魔術を一般社会で使用することは第一の罪悪だ。魔術師は斧がだが、過去のマスターたちはそれを破った。魔術協会は彼らを戒めるために
Really? How did they break that law? Do
そ
tell.
れが間に合ったのは3度目の聖杯戦争でな。その時に派遣されたのが私の父というわけだが、納得がいったか少年。
Yeah, I get that an overseer is needed. But based on what you just said, this Holy Grail War is fundamentally a bad thing, right?
ほう。立ちが悪いとはどのあたりだ。
The previous masters willingly broke the laws of mages, right? Then let's say the Holy Grail is real. What if whoever survives and wins is selfish and uses the Holy Grail for their own selfish purposes? Wouldn't it be pretty bad if the Holy Grail went to someone who has no problem killing people? If the association's job is to supervise mages, shouldn't you be the one punishing those types of folks? I'm hoping to finally confuse him with this question. But as I figured, Kotomine just laughs condescendingly.
まさか私利私欲で動かぬ魔術師などおるまい。我々が管理するのは聖杯戦争の決まりだけだ。その後のことなど知らん。どのような人格が聖杯を手に入れようが教会は関与しない。
But that's absurd. What happens if the Grail is obtained by a master who's absolutely the worst?
困るな。だが私たちではどうしようもない。持ち主を選ぶのは聖杯だ。そして聖杯に選ばれたマスターを止める力など私たちにはない。何しろ望みを叶える杯だ。手に入れたものはやりたい放題だろうさ。しかしそれが嫌だというのならお前が勝ち残ればいい。他人を当てにするよりはその方が何よりも確実だろう。
I suppose the best way to prevent some jackass from winning the Holy Grail is to win it myself. Kotomine is clearly trying to suppress his laughter. It's like he's enjoying watching my awkward resistance to becoming a master.
どうした少年。今のはいいアイデアだと思うのだが、参考にする気はないのかな。
That's none of your business. First of all, I have no reason to fight. I'm not interested in the Holy Grail, nor do I feel like a master even if you tell me otherwise.
ほう。では聖杯を手に入れた人間が何をするか、それによって最悪が起きたとしても興味はないのだな。
Well, that... I can't argue. Damn, this guy is just so hard to deal with. He doesn't care about my feelings, and he is relentless with the information he pushes on me.
理由がないのならそれも結構。ならば、10年前の出来事にもお前は関心を持たないのだ。
10 years ago?
そうだ。前回の聖杯戦争の最後にな。ふさわしくないマスターが聖杯に触れた。そのマスターが何を望んでいたかは知らん。我々にわかるのはその時に残された災害の爪痕だけだ。
For a second, the image of that hell flashes before my eyes. Wait, don't tell me that...
そうだ。この町に住む者なら誰もが知っている出来事だよ。エミやシロ。死傷者500名。焼け落ちた建物は実に134棟。未だもって原因不明とされるあの火災こそが聖杯戦争による爪痕だ。
I feel sick. My vision blurs. I lose focus and I can't concentrate. My legs are about to buckle. Before that can happen, I plant my feet. I grit my teeth to maintain my composure. Raw, seething anger is the only thing holding my nausea at bay.
エミヤ君どうしたのよ。いきなり顔面真っ白にしちゃって。そりゃあんまり気持ちのいい話じゃなかったけど、ほら、
You're not understanding. Poor Shiro's the only survivor of that fire. I must have really looked pale. I know it's rare for someone like Tosaka to be concerned about the likes of me. Don't worry. I feel better after seeing you looking at me so weird.
ちょっと、それどういう意味よ。
Nothing. Exactly what I said, so don't worry about it.
ならいいけど、余計に悪いじゃない、このド変僕。
The school's honor student Rin Tosaka smacks me upside the head. And just like that, my nausea and anger disappear. Thanks, you really did me a favor, so don't beat me up too much, Tosaka. There's still a few things I have to ask. Something in her expression suggests she thinks she hasn't hit me enough, but she lets me continue anyway.
ほう、まだ質問があるのか。いいぞ。言いたいことは全て言ってしまえ。
I'm sure he knows exactly what I want to ask, but he urges me on anyway. Fine by me. I'm not letting him get the better of me. Let me ask you this. You said that this is the 5th Holy Grail War, so has anyone ever obtained the Holy Grail?
当然だろう。そう毎回全滅などという決めは起きん。
Then...
早まるな。手に入れるだけならば簡単だ。何しろ聖杯自体はこの教会で管理している。手に取るだけならば私は毎日触れているぞ。
What? The Holy Grail is here? In the church?
もっともそれは器だけど、中身が空なのだよ。先ほどリンが言っただろう。聖杯とは霊体だと。この教会に保管してあるのは極めて精巧に作られた聖杯の
Yeah, it's really easy to tell at this point that both Kirei and Rin are pretty irritated with Shiro's lack of knowledge.
そうだな。マスターとサーバントの関係に近いな。なあ、そうやって一時的に本物となった聖杯を手にした男は確かにいた。
So the Holy Grail was real. Okay, what happened to the guy who obtained it?
どうにもならん。その聖杯は完成には至らなかった。バカな男がつまらぬ干渉に流された結果だよ。
What? I don't know what happened to his overbearing attitude for a moment, from a moment before, but the priest suddenly looks, of all things, regretful. What do you mean? Didn't the Holy Grail appear?
聖杯を表すだけならば簡単だ。7人のサーバントが揃い、時間が経てば聖杯は現れる。リンの言う通り、確かに他のマスターを殺める必要などないのだ。だがそれでは聖杯は完成しない。あれは自らを得るにふさわしい持ち主を選ぶ。故に、戦いを回避した男には聖杯など手に入らなかった。
要するに他のマスターと決着をつけずに聖杯を手に入れても無意味ってことでしょ。前回一番初めに聖杯を手に入れたマスターはアマちゃんだったのよ。敵のマスターとは戦いたくないなんて言って聖杯から逃げたんだから。
Tosaka almost spits the words, then goes back to averting her eyes from Kotomine. You're kidding. Does that mean Kotomine was one of the masters of the previous war? And even though he obtained the Holy Grail, he dropped out because he refused to fight? Kotomine, you didn't fight?
途中まで戦いはした。だが判断を間違えた。結果として私は空の聖杯を手にしただけだ。もっとも私ではそれが限界だったろう。何しろ他のマスターたちはどいつもこいつも化け物揃いだったからな。私は真っ先にサーバントを失い、そのまま父に保護されたよ。思えば監督役の息子がマスターに選ばれるなど、その時点であってはならぬことだった。
Well, you didn't really have a choice since the Grail was like, you know what, you're a master now.
父はその折に亡くなった。以後、私は監督役を引き継ぎ、この教会で聖杯を守っている。
Kotomine turns his back to me as he speaks. There is reverence in his voice, and I see the devotion in his eyes before he turns.
話はここまでだ。聖杯を手にする資格がある者はサーバントを従えたマスターのみ。君たち7人が最後の一人となった時、聖杯はおのずと勝者のもとに現れよう。
Okay, right. The dead apostle is the servant. The false assassin. Right. Now remember.
その戦い、聖杯戦争に参加するかの意思をここで決めよう。
The priest looks straight down at me, demanding my final decision. I'm at a loss for words. Earlier, I had no reason to fight. Now, I have a reason and the will to fight. But can I truly say as much?
まだ迷っているのか。いいか。マスターというものはなろうとしてなれるものではない。そこにいるリンは長く魔術師として修練してきたが、だからといってマスターになるのが決定されていたわけではないのだ。決定されていたものがあるとすれば、それは心構えができていたかいないかだけだろう。マスターに選ばれるのは魔術師だけだ。魔術師ならばとうに覚悟などできていよう。それがないというのならば仕方があるまい。お前もお前を育てたしも出来損ないだ。そんな魔術師に戦われても迷惑だからな。今ここでレイジを消してしまえ。
I mean, that's kind of a harsh way to put it. I mean, he's not entirely wrong, but that's just really harsh. He doesn't need to ask anything else. Alright, so are we going to destroy our command seals, or are we fighting? I really enjoyed Apocrypha too. Less so for Prisma Ilia. After I think after the second season, I started losing interest in Prisma Ilia. Alright, Dawson, since I think you're the only one in the chat right now, what are we doing? Are we destroying the seals? We're fighting. Alright. I'm not going to run away. To be honest, all this Holy Grail War and Master stuff doesn't feel real to me. But if my only choices are to fight or run, I'll never run away. Even the priest told me that I should prepare myself if I'm a mage. That's why I need to decide. Shiro Emiya is a mage, even if not a full-fledged one. I've always admired Kiritsugu Emiya, and I decided to follow in his footsteps, to be a champion of justice. So I will fight as a master. If you're telling me that the cause of the fire 10 years ago was the Holy Grail War, then I can't let something like that happen again. The priest gives me a satisfying smile, as if he likes my answer. I take a deep breath. I'm done wavering. A man has said he's going to fight. There's only one thing to do from now on, is move forward, head held high so I can live up to that.
それでは君をセーバーのマスターと認めよう。この瞬間に今回の聖杯戦争は受理された。これよりマスターが残り一人になるまでこの町における魔術戦を許可する。各々が自身の誇りに従い存分に競い合え。
The priest's voice echoes heavily through the chapel. The declaration is utterly meaningless. Only Tosaka and I are here to hear it anyway. He just rang a metaphorical bell to kick things off formally, I guess. Ilya's your favorite character? Your favorite fake character? Yeah, she's pretty cool. Melusine's your number 2. Ooh. Yeah, Melusine's an awesome... I really like her. My favorite, like I said, I think last stream is definitely Medusa. Just don't tell Morgan Le Fay that, because she will hurt me.
決まりね。それじゃあ帰るけど、私も一つぐらい質問していい？キレ。
構わんよ。これが最後かもしれんのだ。大抵の疑問には答えよ。
それじゃあ遠慮なく。キレ、あんた見届け役なんだから、他のマスターの情報ぐらいは知ってるんでしょ？こっちは教会のルールに従ってあげたんだから、それぐらい教えなさい。
Underhanded, Tosaka.
それは困ったな。教えてやりたいのは山々だが、私も詳しくは知らんのだ。エミやシローも含め、今回は正規の魔術師が少ない。私が知りうるマスターは2人だけだ。エミやシローを加えれば3人か。
So even he only knows of 3 out of the 7 mages? Okay.
あ、そう。なら、呼び出された順番ならわかるでしょ？仮にも監視役なんだから。
うん。1番手はバーサーカー。2番手はキャスターだな。あとはそう大差はない。先日にアーチャー、そして数時間前にセイバーが呼び出された。
そう。それじゃあこれで。
正式に聖杯戦争が開始されたということだ。
When it comes to Fate Waifu, though, Tosaka's number 1 and Jean is number 2. I can respect that.
リン、聖杯戦争が終わるまでこの教会に足を運ぶことは許されない。許されるとしたらそれは
自分のサーバントを失って保護を願う場合のみでしょ？それ以外にあんたを頼ったら減点ってことね。
そうだ。おそらく君が勝者になるだろうが、減点がついては教会が黙っていない。
Well, yeah, of course it should be against the rules to go and bug the overseer for advantages.
私としては最悪の展開だ。
エセ神父、教会の人間が魔術協会の肩を持つのね。
私は神に仕える身だ。教会に仕えているわけではない。
よく言うわ。だからエセなのよ、あんたは。
Tosaka turns her back on the priest. Without saying goodbye, she makes her way toward the exit. Hey, is that okay to do, Tosaka? Isn't he your senior? Shouldn't she have a little more to say than that?
いいわよ、そんなの。むしろ縁が切れてせいせいするぐらいだもの。そんなことより、あなたも外に出なさい。もうこの教会に用はないから。
That is true. Our business at the church is done. Tosaka cuts through the chapel without stopping and leaves the church. I sigh and follow Tosaka. But then, I sense something and turn around. There's a key ray on my ass! I don't know when he caught up, but the priest is right behind me, looking down at me. What, you got something else to say to me? I'm talking big, but I take a step back. This priest scares the hell out of me. I don't know what it is. Maybe he just rubs me the wrong way. Whatever it is, I can't make myself like him. I'm going home if you've got nothing. I head to the exit, trying to escape his stare. But at that moment,
喜べ少年。君の願いはようやく叶う。
the hell's that supposed to mean? The priest speaks like he's some kind of divine oracle. Those words, they aren't a reflection of my true feelings. Shiro Emiya's true intentions that I wasn't even aware of. What are you saying?
分かっていたはずだ。明確な悪がいなければ君の望みは叶わない。たとえそれが君にとって容認し得ぬものであろうと、正義の味方には
Your
倒
top
すべき
three
悪
waifu
が
of all
必要だ。
time. Number 1, Kyoko Kirigiri from Dragonronpa, Rin Tosaka, and can't quite make out. Is that Ray back there? I did the little heart thing in the chat over the third name of your top waifu there. Nah, everything around him seems to go dark. The priest says Shiro Emiya's greatest wish and his ugliest wish are two sides of the same coin. That's right, my wish to protect something means that I'm also wishing for something to protect people from. Why you... Rena, okay. But I would never wish for something like that. I don't even remember ever desiring that. A wish so unstable just means that what I'm aspiring to is contradictory. Yet the priest brings it up, as if to say, good thing you have an enemy now.
何？取り繕うことはない。君の葛藤は人間としてとても正しい。
I tried to shake off the priest's words and head outside.
さらばだ、エミヤシロ。最後の忠告になるが、帰り道には気をつけたまえ。
Yeah, she's from Higurashi? Nice.
これより君の世界は一変する。君は殺し、殺される側の人間になった。その身はすでにマスターなのだからな。
Oh, Ray, grease the doors to your church, dude. As soon as I leave, the weight on my shoulders seems to lift. It might be because I'm away from the priest, but it might also be because I see Tosaka conspicuous in her uniform. And the blonde girl in a raincoat, the slightly mismatched sight of those two standing together relieves whatever pressure I felt. Saber is still silent. She looks at me and seems to want to know what I decided.
行きましょう。町に戻るまでは一緒でしょ、私たち。
Tosaka starts walking, her pace brisk. Saber and I follow suit, and the three of us leave the church grounds. We walk down the hill. We hadn't talked much on the way here, but there's even less conversation on the way back. Even someone as dull as me knows why. After our visit to the church, I accept my position as a master. That must be why Tosaka is keeping her distance. I get it. but I don't like the idea of seeing Tosaka in that light. Tosaka, how's your servant?
ああちゃんなら無事よ。まあセイバーにやられたダメージは簡単に消えそうにないからしばらく実体化はさせられないだろうけど。
Yeah, Saber kicked his ass. Doesn't that mean he isn't by your side?
ええ、私の家でかくまってる状態。今他のサーバントに襲われたら不利だから傷が治るまでは有利な場所で敵に備えさせてるの。
I see. Unlike my house, I'm sure Tosaka's house is well fortified against enemies. A mage's home is like a fortress. There's not much chance of defeating them there. Which means enemies tend not to try attacking them at home. The bounded field around our house just notifies us of intruders, but even having that makes a big difference. By the way, Tosaka, the priest mentioned he was the overseer of the Holy Grail War. Does that mean he knows who your servant is?
知らないはずよ。私教えてないもの。
I see. You guys seem to get along, so I thought you had.
あのね、ミヤ君。忠告しておくけど、自分のサーバントの正体は
No, not the unlimited blade tacos
たとえ信
again.
用できる相手でも黙っておきなさい。そうでないと早々に消えることになるから。
What do you mean, Saber's identity?
だからサーバントがどこの英雄かっていうことよ。いくら強いからって戦力を明かしてちゃいつか寝首をかかれるに決まってるでしょ。いいから後でセーバーから新名を教えてもらいなさい。
Oh, don't worry, we will be asking Saber her true name later.
そうすれば私の言ってることがわかる。けどちょっとタンマ、エミヤ君はあれだからいっそ教えてもらわない方がいいわね。
Rin, best girl in Fate? Well, I mean, that's your opinion. It's a perfectly valid opinion. Why not?
エミヤ君隠し事できないもの。なら知らない方が秘密にできるじゃない？
That's rude, Tosaka. Come on. Who do you think I am? I can at least follow a strategy like that.
そう？じゃあ私に隠していることとかある？
Absolutely, we're hiding stuff from you. Something I'm hiding from you? Well... I feel a hot blush in my cheeks as she looks at me. I shouldn't feel guilty, but I wonder if secretly idolizing her even counts in this context.
ほら見なさい。何を隠しているか知らないけど動揺が顔に出るようじゃ向いてないわ。あなたは他にいいところがあるんだから駆け引きなんて考えるのはやめなさい。
Then what about you? If you're mum about your servant even to that priest, doesn't that mean you don't trust him?
綺麗？まさか。
Nobody should ever trust
あいつを信用
Kirei.
するほどおめでたくないわ。
He doesn't even look like somebody you
教
should
会から魔術
trust.
協会にくら替えしたくせにまだ教会に在籍している食わせ者なのよ。人の情報を他のマスターに売るぐらいはやりかねないわ。
I guess Tosaka really doesn't trust that priest. I'm a little relieved, but at the same time, her tone of voice also conveys a sort of closeness with the priest. We cross the bridge. There's nothing else to talk about. Our frosty white breath hangs in the winter air. The faint sound of flowing water bubbles up from beneath the bridge where we're walking in the street light's illumination. All of those small details etch themselves onto my memory. Oddly, I don't think to look at Tosaka's face. It feels like more of a rarity to be walking beside her like this than it does to see her face. Me, Tosaka, and the girl called Saber, about whom I know nothing. The three of us, without doing anything in particular, walk back to our homes. We reach the intersection. It is where we will have to separate as our homes are in opposite directions.
ここでお別れね。義理は果たしたし、これ以上一緒にいると何かと面倒でしょ。きっぱり別れて、明日からは敵同士にならないと。
I think she's trying to bring closure to our ambiguous relationship. Tosaka starts talking, but suddenly cuts off. Then I realize something. She didn't explain the rules to me out of obligation. She was only trying to help me as I knew absolutely nothing to make things fair for me. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have the H scenes because people are mean and felt that we shouldn't get those in the remaster. I agree, Emiya. Fate is amazing. And that's why the moment things have been explained, everything goes back to normal. All that's left is for us to fight each other as masters. But that would make her last words to me strange. Tosaka must have meant it would be hard to fight if she feels empathy for me. For Tosaka, everything that happened tonight was unnecessary. Things would get complicated if we stuck together any longer. If that's how she feels, she shouldn't have gotten involved with me to begin with. She's smart enough to know that. But she helped me even knowing it wouldn't benefit her in any way. That's how I know she had no ulterior motive for doing what she did tonight. She did it purely out of the kindness of her heart. Tosaka is totally different now than she usually is at school. She's harsh and unfriendly at school, and that's putting it mildly. But seeing her right now, I want to ask why the hell she acts the way she does at school. Honestly, the difference is on the level of fraud. But either way, Rin Tosaka is also exactly what everyone thinks she is. You know, you're a good person, Tosaka.
は？何よ突然。おだてだって手は抜かないわよ。
It might make you go easier on me, maybe. I can hope. I know that. She had to tell me it would be a pain to be empathetic because she isn't going to go easy on me. I know, but I would rather not be enemies with you because I like people like you. Tosaka's all weirded out now. I heard Tosaka's house is in the residential district with all the western houses in the opposite direction of my house. She took care of me up till now, so I'd like to walk her home.
とにかくサーバントがやられたら迷わずさっきの教会に逃げ込みなさいよ。そうすれば命だけは助かるんだから。
I'm not sure about that, but I still but I'll still take your advice anyway. I don't think that'll happen, but since I'm likely to die before Saber, I've calmly assessed the situation. Tosaka's reaction is once again puzzling. After that weary sigh, she glances at Saber.
いいわ。これ以上の忠告は本当に感情移入になっちゃうから言わない。せいぜい気をつけなさい。いくらセイバーが優れているからってマスターであるあなたがやられちゃったらそれまでなんだから。
She turns around and starts walking. And yet, she stops dead in her tracks as if she's seen a ghost. Tosaka? The moment I call out to her, a stinging pain shoots through my left hand.
ねえ、お話は終わり？
Uh-oh. A young voice echoes in the night. The sing-song tone comes unmistakably from a young girl. My eyes are drawn to the top of the hill. I hadn't noticed the clouds parting. Now the brilliant moon illuminates the sky. And there, is a walking mountain of muscle. A shadow looms. It's a strange shape that seems out of place in the darkened town.
まさか。
I'm not familiar with the word Tosaka whispers. Unlimited lolly. She's not a lolly, though. In Fate's Day Night, Elia is canonically 18. She's 100% not a lolly. In Prisma Ilia, 100% lolly. Yes, Fate Clyde lolly. She's only a lolly in Clydeliner Prisma Ilia, okay? In Stay Night, she's canonically 18. I don't even need to ask. It's definitely a servant. It gives off an overwhelming aura of death that surpasses even the fire from 10 years ago. I mean, she does look very lolly. We'll give her that.
こんばんは、お兄ちゃん。こうして会うのは2度目だね。
The girl smiles. Her innocence sends chills up my spine. No, the chill goes deeper than that. It's not just my body, even my mind freezes. That thing is a monster. I'm not even looking into its eyes, but its intimidating presence paralyzes me. My instincts tell me I'm dead the instant I move. It feels like someone is pressing a knife against my exposed stomach.
やば、あいつ桁違いだ。
Elia's best person in Fate? And Melusine? Well, I have to disagree on the Elia one, but you're allowed to absolutely think that she's best girl in Fate. Well, all I imagine or manage to do is stand there paralyzed. Tosaka is composed enough to brace herself. Even that seems futile. I can only see her back, but I still sense her despair.
あれなんだ、あなたのサーバントはお休みなんだ。つまんないな。
You would think you could get rid of 2 servants at once. Of course Ilya would think that Berserker could take out Archer and Saber simultaneously. The young girl seems displeased as she stands at the top of the hill looking down on us. This is even worse. That girl knows that Tosaka's servant is not here. And then... the girl bows gracefully, which seems wildly out of place given the current mood.
はじめまして、リン。私はイリア。イリアスフィール・フォン・アインツベルンって言えばわかるでしょ。アインツベルン。
Tosaka trembles lightly, seeming to recognize the name. The girl smiles, seemingly delighted by Tosaka's reaction.
じゃあ行くね。やっちゃえ、バーサーカー。
In a sing-song voice, the girl orders the monstrosity behind her. The giant jumps. In a single leap, this berserker sails all the way from the top of the hill to its bottom where we stand.
シロ、下がって。
Saber surges forward, her raincoat flutters off her shoulders, blocking my view for a moment. Saber runs toward where Berserker is about to land. Berserker lands, kicking up a small torrent of air in his wake. The two meet almost simultaneously. The very air shakes. Saber stops Berserker's rock-like sword with her invisible sword. Saber's mouth twists as she strains. And then... Berserker's giant sword moves in a flash, creating a whirlwind. Thunder. The clash of swords almost tearing the air ends in Saber's defeat. I hear something skidding. Saber blocks Berserker's giant sword with her own, but the impact pushes her backwards. Saber buckles. The copper-skinned servant follows her. The monster swings his giant sword again and again, as if he knows how to do nothing else. Saber continues to block it with her sword, unable to dodge the strikes. Saber's sword being invisible doesn't matter. She needs to put all her strength into blocking his attacks, or she's dead for sure. Saber's left with no choice but to remain on the defensive. The only chance Saber has of winning is to find an opportunity to strike between Berserker's attacks. And yet, that's only if Berserker leaves her an opening. His massive black rock sword moves like a raging storm. He is enormous. Despite his size and unwieldy weapon, Berserker is faster than Saber. His unrelenting attacks just smash whatever is in his way, that's all. But it's enough to be effective. As long as he retains his overwhelming speed and power, he doesn't really need technique. Humans devise techniques to compensate for their own weaknesses. That giant, that monster, he has no weakness. Run! It's the only thing I can manage to say. My body is completely frozen. That thing cannot be beaten. Saber is going to die. That's why she needs to run. It'd be easy if it was just her that needed to flee. Of course, she knows that perfectly well. Oh, that's not good. My body may be paralyzed, but my mind is still working. The raging storm of death simply won't let up. Saber retreats, unable to block it all. And then, the final unblockable blow comes. Saber hangs in the air. Twisting her body impossibly, Saber manages to defend against Berserker's titanic swing. It's all she can do to defend herself from that fatal blow. But because she can't completely brace against the giant's tremendous swing, his attack sends her flying. After sailing in a wide arc, she falls to the ground. Just before her back hits the ground, Saber turns in midair and lands on her feet. Ooh, how very cat-like! Smash or pass Hercules? Well, so long as he keeps his sanity, we'll smash. She manages to compose herself, but crimson blood stains her chest. I'm such an idiot. I've completely forgotten something crucial. I don't know how many times servants can fight in a day, but this is Saber's third battle. On top of that, Saber still hasn't healed from the wound Lancer inflicted on her chest earlier. Saber shifts her guard to protect her chest. Berserker moves in like a violent wind, striking at Saber while she's hampered by her wound. Saber is taking a shit kicking. His blows rain down on her back. I don't know what kind of magecraft Tosaka used, but something burst against Berserker's body. From the amount of magical energy, I can feel the impact must have been equivalent to a large caliber pistol. Even that is meaningless. It barely even scratched him. He isn't nullifying magical energy like Saber does. The attack just doesn't affect him. It's Hercules. Of course he's ridiculously friggin' durable. Oh wait, we're not supposed to know that yet. Despite that, Tosaka continues to cast her spell. Berserker just ignores Tosaka's spells and charges at Saber. Saber painfully lifts her head. She readies her sword, intent on continuing the fight. The sight of her in so much pain gets me moving again. No! Run, Saber! No, he never did skip leg day. He didn't skip arm day either. I yell with all my might. She hears me, but she braces herself to confront the enemy she can't possibly compete with. Berserker's attacks are relentless. Saber weakens with every block. The end slowly creeps up on her. Where in that small frame of hers does such power come from? Saber doesn't retreat. She endures the great sword's furious attacks and tries to push Berserker back with sheer vigor. She has no chance of winning. Even though she knows her demise is inevitable, she holds her ground adamantly. Maybe it sent something for her? The monster, silent until now, suddenly roars. Its attacks are impossible to block. Its attacks rain down on her, though her defense is flawless, but one strike finally sends her flying. It's the sound of something falling in the distance. Fresh blood stains her armor. Her small frame shouldn't be able to rise, and yet... No. She stands up without thinking. Her actions say that she needs to keep fighting or else I'll be killed. Her actions. I realize I made a foolish decision. Berserker stops after defeating Saber. It doesn't so much as look at Tosaka or me. It just waits for its master's orders.
勝てるわけないじゃない。私のバーサーカーはね、ギリシャ最大の英雄なんだから。ギリシャ最大の英雄ってまさか。そうよ。そこにいるのはヘラクレスっていう魔物。あなたたち程度が刺激できる英雄とは格が違う。最強の怪物なんだから。
The girl calling herself Ilia narrows her eyes in joy. Her eyes express elation from the anticipation of finishing off her enemies. There's no need to ask who she's expecting to kill. Saber. Then what will I do? I'm going to fight that monster instead. I can't do that. Just getting near that thing without being prepared would be enough to stop my heart. I'm going to... Alright, so... What are we doing? Chat, are we taking Tosaka and running? Or are we helping Saber? I need you guys to let me know. Dawson, you say run. Just give it a second here, see if anybody throws another answer. think we should... Any other words? Run or help Saber? Alright, well, I guess if nobody else is gonna chime in here, since we have one vote for run, looks like that's what we'll be doing. I'm going to get away from this place. Saber can't win against that monster. If I let her keep fighting, she's dead. Then... Tosaka, this way! I take Tosaka's hand and run. If that girl is really after us, she'll definitely give chase. That means Saber might live, and we might have a chance to survive if we can get somewhere where there are people.
あいつ相手に背中を向けるなんて。
What? Oh. She shakes me off. And then there's a flash. Tosaka moves in to protect my defenseless back. She takes the blow that had been meant for me. Tosa! She turns her face towards me and I see her pained expression. Red stains her lips and she looks down almost curiously at the sword impaling her chest.
あれ、何やってんだろう、私。
Is that a question about her trying to protect me? Or just taking Berserker's attack? Tosaka tilts her head, admitting that it had all been useless from the start.
教会、綺麗なところに。
Almost the instant she's spoken those words, Berserker hurls her body to the ground. Ah! My body reacts before I can think. The dark giant looms before me. As the monster throws Tosaka's body to the ground, I seize the opportunity. Ah! I feel desperately like an animal jumping through a ring of fire.
あ、逃げた。かわいいね、お兄ちゃん。バーサーカーから逃げられると思えるなんて。
I run. Tosaka's words echo in my head. The church. I need to run up the hill and reach the church. I'll go to the church and ask Kotomine for help. I need to do that, or else Tosaka will die, and Saber will die. I won't be able to help either of them, and I'll die too. I feel a blow to my back, but it's not a sword. The giant's dozer blade hands strike my back, sending me flying. Ah!
もう、この役立たず。簡単に殺すなって言ったのに、そんなこともできないの？力だけの出来損ない。今度私の言いつけを守れなかったら、最後の一回になるまで殺すからね。生きてる。ここまで吹き飛ばされたのに、まだ生きてるの？そう、生きてるんだ、お兄ちゃん。何の魔術も使えないようだけど、マスターに選ばれる理由はあったみたいね。いいわ、それぐらいじゃないと 私も日本に来た意味がないもの。
I can't move. Calling the state I'm in alive would be sort of an overstatement. Goner would be closer to the mark.
いいえ、簡単には死なせないわ。あなたにはもっと傷ついてもらって、今までの時間がどれだけ恵まれていたのか教
Why
え
am
て
I
あげる
starting
ん
to
だか
get
ら。
the feeling we made the wrong choice when we ran? The silver-haired girl holds my head down. Cold, pale fingertips freeze my skull. I know somehow that I can't possibly go back to who I was before.
自分じゃ決して死ねない醜い人形にしてあげる。お兄ちゃんは今日からキリツグの代わりになるの。
I muster the last bit of sense I have to hope Saber and Tosaka are safe. Oh, we just bad-ended ourselves! Okay, so now that we have gotten ourselves absolutely... Yeah, Ilya was nice, they said. Well, damn, that was a whole lot of brutality. Okay, so now that we've had our first bad end of our playthrough here, we're going to help Saber, because that's the only way we can actually continue the Grail War, especially, apparently. Oh, what a way to go. I refuse to abandon someone when they're down. That's how I've always lived my life. And most importantly, I can't leave the girl who fought so hard to protect me.
いいわよバーサーカー。そいつ再生するから。
Oh, you just wanted to see that bad end, did you, Dawson? Well, thank you very much for turning us into Ilya's little play toy. I'm so glad you enjoyed me being turned into Ilya's plaything. Okay, Berserker, she's going to oh, never mind. Berserker rumbles back into movement. Why you? I run forward as fast as I can. I can't possibly do anything against that monster. But the least I can do is get Saber out of the way and save her from Berserker's I fall. Why? I was going to shove Saber away from Berserker. Then I'd figure out what to do afterward. So why? Why? Why am I on the ground, unable to breathe? Because Berserker just damn near bisected you? I hear surprised voices. First is Saber, who is in front of me now. Then there's Tosaka standing at a distance, looking aghast. And then, for some reason, the girl calling herself Ilya stares down at me, dumbfounded. There's a gaping, rugged hole in the middle of my body. I'm on the ground. On the asphalt, there's only a little blood, considering how big the wound is. I see some withered branch looking thing and some shattered stuff. And man, that looks painful, all those parts scattered around. I get it. How dumb am I? So I didn't make it. I could never have pushed Saber away, so I was just her shield. And then that ungodly huge machete thing took a good chunk out of my stomach. I can't believe I failed at a time like this. I tried my best to be a hero of justice, but I screwed it all up when it really mattered.
なんで
The silver-haired girl's face is blank as she speaks. After standing there dumbfounded, she just says,
もういい。こんなのつまんない。
She calls Berserker back without finishing Saber off. Well, I would assume being turned into half the man that you used to be would be considerably painful.
リン、次に会ったら殺すから。
The girl leaves. After she disappears, I completely black out. I lose consciousness. I'm really dead this time. I somehow survived when Lancer killed me last time, but my luck's definitely run out. There's no magecraft that could save a person who just lost half his body.
あんた何考えてるのよ。分かってるの？もう助けるなんてできないっていうのに。
I hear a voice reprimanding me. It must be Tosaka. She sounds like she's really mad, and I feel bad. I had no choice. I'm not good at everything like her. All I have to work with is my body. That's why the only thing I could do was risk it all by using my own body. Four, partner. Winter, 5 years ago. It was a beautiful moonlit night. I was just enjoying the sight with my father, Kiritsugu Emiya. It was winter, but it wasn't very cold. On the veranda, it was just a little chilly, the perfect weather to watch the moon. Kiritsugu didn't go outside much anymore. He rarely went out, and he spent most of his time lounging around the house. Every time I recall this, I still feel regret. Oh, yeah, Emiya, your friends are Fate fans? I'm glad you and your friend group all share in the same fandom. That's always nice. Why didn't I realize that he was acting the way any creature does when they know their time is almost up?
子供の頃、僕は正義の味方に憧れてた。
He blurted it out, just out of nowhere. My father, who already seemed like a champion of justice in my eyes, said that as if he were reflecting on a memory. What? You wanted to... so you gave up on it? I asked, unable to completely hide my disappointment. Kiritsugu smiled apologetically and looked up at the distant moon. Unfortunately,
ヒーローは期間限定で大人になると名乗るのが難しくなるんだ。そんなこともっと早くに気がつけばよかった。
that made sense to me. I wasn't sure why, but if Kiritsugu said it, then it must be true. Oh well, that's too bad.
そうだね。本当にしようがない。
Kiritsugu nodded in agreement. So I just kind of blurted something out as if it were a natural thing to say. Okay, if you can't do it, then I'll do it for you. You can't do anything because you're an adult, but I can. You can leave your dream to me. Because I'll make it a reality. The bold promise made my father smile. His face said everything I needed to know. Kiritsugu made a long, contented sigh and whispered,
安心した。
There he closed his eyes, and so too his life came to a close. He looked so peaceful, like he was just going to wake up in the morning, so I didn't think much about it. Maybe it was because by then I was used to seeing death. On a winter night, the man I called father looked up at the moon and entered a long sleep. The yard was dead silent, not so much as a single chirp from an insect. I still remember how fiercely my eyes blazed on that bright, clear night. I didn't cry aloud, nor did I feel sad. But tears flowed down my cheeks until the moon sank past the horizon. Any new movies I'm interested in this year? None that have really piqued my interest, although I don't suspect we'll be getting that Witch on a Holy Night movie for at least a few years, so I will be looking forward to seeing that. But unfortunately, Hollywood has lately really kind of blown it for me. They haven't put out anything really worth watching lately. So, I mean, unless they seriously change what they got going on and actually, like, come up with something original, creative, that's, I don't know, maybe well-written, that'd be nice. Until that happens, I don't think there's really any movies or anything coming out that I'm really all that interested in. Yes, Fate Zero is very sad. This happened in the winter, 5 years ago. I probably cried 10 years worth of tears in that time. So after that, there was nothing left. Fujine's dad took care of the funeral arrangements, and that's how I ended up living at the Emiya mansion all alone. Kiritsugu's passing didn't change anything for me. I think the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to is Season 2 of the live action of One Piece. I think that's the biggest thing coming up here in the near future that I'm looking forward to. I was set on becoming a man who champions justice and does what's right, just like my father, so I didn't have any time to sit around. That's right. I never talked about this, but I still remember it. 10 years ago, a man saved me from a fire. He picked up a burned, dying child and carried him out of hell, weeping with joy. I've admired him ever since. Nobody saved me. I couldn't save anyone. In the ruins of that fire, there was only a boy who was saved, and the man who saved him. That's why I aspire to be like him. I wanted to become a hero of justice that saves people and doesn't let anyone die. That's who I wanted to be, and he passed his wish on to me before quietly letting the curtain fall. It's only natural for a child to follow in their father's footsteps. Shiro Emiya must become a hero of justice and save someone in the same way that he was once saved. I swore to myself I would do it. I vowed to fulfill the dream of a man I most admired. But honestly, I didn't know how. What did Kiritsugu mean by doing the right thing and champion justice? How can I grow up faster? Is there some magical way to make Kiritsugu's dream of making everyone happy come true? Seriously, what am I supposed to do when I become a master and I can't get the blonde girl with me out of my head? You mana transfer! I wake up in my room. Something tastes terrible. There's a steely tang of blood clouds my mouth. It pooled in my mouth while I slept, and every time I breathed heavily, metallic air filled my lungs. I'm not sure why I feel this way. A violent urge to vomit makes me want to go wash my face in the restroom. Okay. I lift myself out of bed and fall right back in. Dizziness sets my head spinning. Feeling uneasy on my feet, I plant my hand on the wall. I try to move, but it only makes the nausea worse. Now it's more pain than nausea. My body feels sluggish, and my insides seem to churn whenever I move. I imagine this is about what it'd feel like if someone forced hot lead down my throat. Well, he kind of asked for this, Dawson. He did step directly into Heracles' swing. And, he more or less asked to be feeling this terrible. Although, I will admit, nobody should feel this bad. Imagining that makes me feel like I'm going to run a fever. I wipe the sweat from my forehead and hobble out of my room, leaning against the wall. Okay, I feel a bit better. I wash my face and dry off my sweat-drenched body. Huh? For some reason, my abdomen is wrapped in bandages. I have no idea why, but I'll deal with it later. I'm hungry. Did I leave any extra food in the fridge? My stomach feels like it's churning, but my body needs nourishment. I suck up the discomfort and keep walking, braced against the wall. The dizziness won't go away, and worst of all, my whole body feels dull. Ow! 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 I keep moving forward, making pathetic noises along the way. What the hell did I do before I went to bed last night? You stepped in front of a servant and took his sword to the gut, you dumbass. I don't remember training strenuously enough to make my entire body ache. I reach the living room. Sakura and Fujine must be at school. There's no sign of breakfast, nor do I see any remnants of Fujine wrecking the place. The living room's quiet, like a typical Sunday.
おはよう。勝手に上がらせてもらってるわ、エミヤくん。
Yes, Rin, you did come over without asking. Or not? What? Eh? Rin Tosaka is sitting on the floor by the table in the living room. She's so calm, like she owns the place, so much so that I feel like the guest here. Don't fight Heracles unless you got the magic? Unless you got ridiculous magic, maybe. In order to fight Heracles, you either need ridiculously potent magic, or magic that ridiculously reduces how potent he is. One of those two, because otherwise you're just choosing to have a ridiculously bad day. I have no idea what to say. I plop down on the cushion, and I take a deep breath. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Tosaka, why you...
待った。その前に謝ってくれない？昨夜の一件についての謝罪を聞かないと落ち着けないわ。
I can't even finish asking why she's in my house? Tosaka's glare is all I need to know how angry she is. She seems upset about something that happened last night. But what exactly? Oh, it's all coming back to me now. Wait, I remember now. I was an absolute Hamtaro dumbass. Right. This isn't time for me to be leisurely breathing in the morning air. I tried to help Saber, and Berserker gutted me like a fish. Nah, he chopped your ass down like a fucking Christmas tree. Oh, the nausea returns. A chill grips my entire body as I remember the feeling of having a gaping hole in my body. We're pretty sure he has a whole lot of broken ribs from that. Broken ribs, should have a broken back. Yeah, he should be far more screwed up than he is. Why is Rin funny? I mean, she's hilariously cute when she's irritated. Wait, that's weird. I should have died instant. Yes, you should have. That's weird. Why am I still here?
思い出した？昨夜自分がどんなバカをしでかしたかって。
Oh, trust me, we probably regret it at this point. Tosaka huffs critically. That kinda ticks me off. My brain freezes since My brain frozen since seeing Tosaka in my living room finally grinds into action. What are you talking about? I had no choice. Well, sure, it might seem like an idiotic move if you just look at the results, and I definitely meant for it to go better than it did. So I wouldn't say it was a mistake. I return her glare, insisting that I'm not an idiot. What? Why is she making such a show of sighing at me? Because we're total fucking idiots.
サーバントは消えるって言ったでしょ。だって言うのにサーバントをかばうなんてどうかしてるわ。
Exactly. If the master dies, the servant disappears. So what does Shiro do? He tries to get himself hacked in too.
いい？あなたが死んでしまえばセイバーだって消えてしまう。セイバーを救いたかったのなら、もっと安全な場所からできる手段を考えなさい。
I mean, granted, several moments ago, we did try to do the opposite of becoming Saber's meat shield, and that went even worse. So, you know what? Meat shield it is.
まったく、身を挺してサーバントを守るなんて行為は、無駄以外の何者でもないって分かってるの？
I wasn't shielding that. No, that's exactly what we were doing, was shielding her. I was just trying to get her out of there. I didn't think that would happen to me. I knew I might die if I got near a monster like that, but that's beside the point.
そう、勘違いしてるみたいね、あなた。
I mean, that's one way to put it, yeah. Tosaka only looks more irritated, like she knows exactly what I'm thinking.
あのね、ミヤ君、きっちりと言っておくけど、教会まで連れて行ったのはあなたに勝たせるためじゃないわ。あれはね、何も知らないあなたが一人でも生き残れるようにって考えた結果なの。どうもそのあたりは分かってなかったみたいね。
A chance to survive?
そうよ。負けることがそのまま死につながるって知れば、そう簡単に博打は打たなくなる。エミヤ君、こういう状況でも一人で夜出歩きそうだから。
Not only is he the kind of person to just walk out at night, but he's obviously the kind of person who has no problem becoming a meat shield.
脅しをかけておけば渦中の栗を拾うこともなし、うまくいけば最後までやり過ごせるかもって思ったの。
And the first thing he does is attempt to throw his life away for Saber. I see, that didn't cross my mind. No shit, Shiro. But why are you upset? What does me dying have to do with you?
関係あるわよ。この私を一晩も心配させたんだから。
Again, what does this have to do with you? Rin, I mean, I am your enemy, am I not? Tosaka is practically throwing a tantrum. Yeah, you can tell by the look on her face she's throwing a tantrum. And it's cute as fucking hell. But, okay. I actually feel good to have someone... It actually feels good to have someone worry about me. Oops. There we go again. From her tone, it sounds like Tosaka was the one who took care of me. Is that so? Guess I owe you one, Tosaka. Thanks. I bow my head in appreciation and apology.
分かればいいのよ。これに懲りたら次はもっと頭のいい行動してよね。
No, Rin. Do not tell him to use his head next time. He might use his head to block Hercules' sword. I mean, this is the kind of numbskull Shiro is. Tosaka quickly turns away. She might still be edgy, but I feel like she's in a better mood.
じゃあ、これで昨日のことはおしまいね。
As long as you're done with what happened last night, yeah, sure.
本題に入るけど、真面目な話と昨日の話、どっちにする？
Tosaka prompts me matter-of-factly. Her straightforwardness takes me off guard, but now that I think about it, she must be here only because she has something to discuss. If she hadn't had something to discuss, she'd have gone home already. Tosaka is my enemy, so what could she have to talk about that would prompt her to stay in enemy territory? I'm curious to know what she's thinking, and so I also want to know what else happened last night. I have to ask anyway, so... Oh, Emiya, do you mean in all of Fate, the Fate franchise? Or are you referring to just Stay Night or a specific section of the franchise? All right, guys, are we talking about yesterday? Start with some serious stuff? Or do we feel so terrible we don't want to hear about any of it? But if you're talking about my favorite character of all of the Fate franchise, it's a toss-up. Okay, Fate Stay Night. My favorite character in all of Fate Stay Night has to be Medusa, with a very close second being Sakura. They're both my favorite characters in all of Fate Stay Night. The serious stuff, okay. That's a vote for the serious stuff. Any other votes? Okay, well, looks like the serious stuff it is. I'm more curious why Tosaka is still here. Okay, I want to hear about the serious stuff first. Tell me why you're still hanging around.
そう。じゃあ、先に結論から聞くわ。
Huh? What do you mean start with the conclusion? What was that? For a fleeting second, Tosaka looks repulsed.
率直に聞くけど、エミヤくん、あなたこれからどうするつもり？
Well, considering we just got out of bed, we haven't had breakfast yet, we should probably eat. Oh, you're probably talking, what do we plan to do next with the Holy Grail War? Yeah, I haven't thought that far ahead. Tosaka asks the one question I hoped she wouldn't. Actually, that's not entirely true. It's not that I don't want her to ask, so much as I haven't really thought of my answer yet. What am I going to do now? It's the question I want to ask. To be honest, I don't know. I know there's a competition for the Holy Grail, but I've never been in a battle between mages. For one thing, more than anything, I want to avoid any killing. I'm not interested in something like the Holy Grail. I don't really know if I can risk my life for something I don't want.
言うと思った。あなたね、そんなこと言ったらサーバントに殺されるわよ。
Well, I mean, she just might, actually. What? Kill me? Why? Well, because she does want the Holy Grail, you dumbass.
サーバントの目的も聖杯だから。彼らは聖杯を手に入れるという条件だからこそ、マスターの召喚に応じているのよ。
It's not just the master that gets the Holy Grail, the winning servant does too.
サーバントにとって最も重要なのは聖杯なの。 彼らは聖杯を手に入れる可能性があるからマスターに従い、時にマスターのために命を落とす。だっていうのに聖杯なんていらないよなんて言ってみなさい。裏切り者と切り殺されても文句は言えないでしょ。
Yeah, how about we don't try saying that to Saber? What the hell? That doesn't sound right. Servants are the ones who are summoned by masters, right? Then...
サーバントが無償で人間に従うなんて思ってたの？聖杯は手に入れた者の望みを叶える。それはマスターの守護者であるサーバントも例外じゃない。サーバントたちにもね、それぞれ何らかの欲望があるのよ。だからこそ彼らは本来ありえない召喚に応じている。聖杯を手に入れるためにマスターがサーバントを呼び出すじゃない。聖杯が手に入るからサーバントはマスターの呼び出しに応じるのよ。
Yeah, so telling Saber we don't want the Holy Grail is like tantamount to telling her that she might as well sit this one out. The servants have wishes too? Does that mean Saber also has a wish she wants granted by the Grail?
だからサーバントはマスターが命令しなくとも他のマスターを消しにかかる。聖杯を手に入れるのは一人だけ。自分のマスター以外に聖杯が渡るのは彼らだって承知できないのよ。マスターと違ってサーバントには霊樹を奪うなんてことはできない。彼らが他のマスターを無力化するには殺す以外に方法がない。だからね、たとえマスター本人に戦う意志がないとしても戦いは避けられないのよ。サーバントに襲われたマスターは自分のサーバントでこれを撃退する。それが聖杯戦争なんだって綺麗から嫌っていうほど聞かされたでしょ。
Do I like or hate Gilgamesh? Well, actually, to be perfectly honest there, Emiya, I love Gilgamesh. My king can step on me and call me a mongrel all day long. Yeah, he told me enough of that last night, but that means the servants must fight and kill each other. I thought it would have been enough as long as masters made peace with each other and gave up the Holy Grail, but if servants answer the summons because they also seek the Holy Grail and will never give up until they have it, then battles between servants really are inevitable. But then, is this girl who fought so hard to protect me also here to fight, kill for, and maybe die, all for the Holy Grail? That's awful. I don't know exactly what a heroic spirit is, but Saber's human. I even saw her bleed yesterday.
あ、その点は安心して。サーバントに生死はないから。サーバントは絶命しても本来の場所に帰るだけだもの。英霊っていうのはもう死んでも死なない現象だからね。戦いに敗れて殺されるのは当事者であるマスターだけよ。
No, I mean, even if their deaths are figurative, it doesn't change the fact that something which takes the form of a human dies in this world.
何、人殺しだっていうの？魔術師のくせにまだそんな正義感振り回してるわけ？あなた。
Tosaka's right. As a mage, death is never far. I understand that fact, and have long since resigned myself to it. But I'm not strong enough to be the judge of when and where other people should live or die. Of course, I do want to be party to some war where people I don't want to be party to some war where people murder each other.
へえ、それじゃあミスミス殺されるのを待つだけなんだ。で、勝ちを他のマスターに譲るのね。
I suppose Gil could do that, right? Fight for the Holy Grail and then wish for Saber? Of course, he'd have to be pretty clear on which Saber he wanted, otherwise he could get just about any Saber the Grail throws at him. Someone who shows up ready to kill others can't complain about getting killed.
受けに回るんだ。それじゃあ他のマスターが何をしようが傍観するのね。例えば昨日のあいつが暴れ回って町の人間を皆殺しにしても無視するってわけ？
Well, just what exactly do you want me to do against that frickin' walking mountain of muscle? The thing from yesterday? Yes, that like 9-foot walking mountain of fucking muscle. That twisted, inhuman demon. It's strong enough to level a house with a single blow. If it set its mind to it, I'm sure it could destroy all of Miyama overnight. To make matters worse, servants can turn into spirit form. Humans who lack the ability to sense the supernatural can't even see them. But as soon as servants materialize, they can interact with the physical world. You could say they're the ultimate weapons. No modern technology or weaponry can affect a spiritual form. Our attacks don't work on them, but they can hurt us. It's a depressingly one-sided arrangement. You should make a wish to make Saber his wife. Well, I'm sure that Gil has thought about that. I mean, Shiro doesn't need to do that because, I mean, he just runs a goddamn harem. It's a depressingly one-sided arrangement. From a normal person's point of view, servants may as well be natural disasters. Who has Gil X Saber? I'm pretty sure that there is already a doujin out there with that title. One just has to go about looking for it, but I'm pretty sure that's already out there somewhere. When people die to an invisible killer, those deaths will just be treated as accidents or natural causes. What do you mean, don't masters and servants only attack other masters? What do people in town have to do with this?
ええ、そうだったらどんなに平和なことか。けど、それなら見届け役の綺麗なんていらないでしょ。一つ言い忘れていたけど、サーバントっていうのは霊なの。彼らはもう完成したものだから、今以上の成長はない。けど、燃料である魔力は別よ。
Rin Tosaka X Dawson. You go right ahead and you draw that doujinshi. I'm sure you could sell it. Any doujin of Rin Tosaka would probably sell.
蓄えた魔力が多ければ多いほど、サーバントは生前の特殊能力を自由に行使できるわ。
Mema X Rin. Oh, guys. Oh, man. And again, that would also sell. But again, it's probably out there somewhere already.
そのあたりは私たち魔術師と一緒なんだけど、あなたこの意味わかる？
Yeah, it's like repeatedly using magecraft. Magical energy is like gunpowder. The mage is the gun itself. Like how there are different guns, pistols, rifles, shotguns. Mages all have a variety of abilities. To continue the metaphor, servants are more like artillery cannons than firearms. They burn huge amounts of gunpowder to launch massive shells.
そうよ。けどサーバントたちは私たちみたいに自然からマナを提供されてるわけじゃない。基本的に彼らは自分の中だけの魔力で活動する。それを補充するのが私たちマスターで、サーバントは自分の魔力プラス主であるマスターの魔力分しか生前の力を発揮できないの。
And because Shiro's such an inept mage, we're going to force Saber to run this entire Grail War on her own mana.
けどそれだとあなたみたいに半人前のマスターじゃ優れたマスターにはかなわないってことになるでしょ。
Oh, shut up, Rin. We ass-stomped your servant.
その抜け道っていうか当たり前って言えば当たり前の方法なんだけれど、サーバントは他から魔力を補充できる。
Lolly lolly bum lolly lolly lolly. Yep.
サーバントは霊体だから同じものを食べてしまえば栄養は取れるってこと。
Eating something similar? You mean other spiritual bodies? But what kind of spirits would they eat?
簡単でしょ。自然霊は自然そのものから力を汲み取る。なら人間霊であるサーバントは一体何から力を汲み取ると思う？
I don't think Shiro wants to think about that. It really is an easy question. Just as we eat meat, human spirits, like servants, have to eat.
ごめんと。まあ魔力の補充なんて聖杯に補助されたマスターからの提供だけで大抵は事足りる。けど一人より大勢の方が大量
Yes,
摂取できる
rip
のは当然でし
humans.
ょ。はっきり言ってしまえばね、実力のないマスターはサーバントに人を食わせるのよ。
Pretty sure
サーバント
Saber
は
being,
人間の
you
原
know,
感情や
Saber
魂や魔力を
is
分解
not
す
going
る
to let us do that.
自分のサーバントを強くしたいのならそれが一番効率がいい。人間を殺してサーバントへの生贄にするマスターは
If
決
we
して少
tried
なくないわ。
sacrificing a human to Saber, she'd probably take our head right then and there. Sacrifice. Are you saying there might be masters out there who go around killing people to make their servants stronger? If they're not choosy about their methods?
そうね。けど頭のいいやつならそんな無駄なことはしないんじゃないかな。いい？サーバントがいくら強力でも魔力の器そのものには限界がある。能力値以上の貯蔵はできないんだから殺して回るにしても限度があるわ。それにあからさまに殺人を犯せば教会が黙ってないし、何よりそのシーンからサーバントの能力と正体が他のマスターたちにバレかねない。もちろんマスター自身の正体もね。聖杯戦争は自分の正体を隠していた方が圧倒的に有利だから、普通のマスターならサーバントを出し惜しみするはずよ。
I get it. If you don't let anyone know you're a master, then the other masters won't attack you. As your Promelia is looking to have yokai in it? Yay! Yay! We need more yokai need more representation. Conversely, if the other masters know who you are, you're just asking to be ambushed. It stands to reason that no one would be reckless enough to let their servant attack civilians and risk getting exposed. Well, that's a relief. As long as a master doesn't order it, servants wouldn't indiscriminately attack people.
でしょうね。仮にも英雄だもの。自分から人を殺して回るやつはそもそも英雄だなんて呼ばれないだろうけど、もう断言はできないか。
What about Fox Yokai, Dawson? They get the most representation. Let's be real. Fox Yokai get the most representation.
暴虐者だからこそ英雄になった例なんていくらでもあるんだし。
Tosaka just casually raises a truly terrifying point. That she sounds genuine about it rather than sarcastic or ironic tells me how much of a realist she is.
とりあえず確認しておきたかったことはそういうこと。サーバントがどんなものかは分かったでしょ？
Sure.
聖杯戦争に勝ち残ろうとしているのはマスターだけじゃない。この戦いに参加した以上、エミヤ君は自分のサーバントを律する義務がある。
Well, Fox Yokai get way more representation than Cat Yokai do. Let's be real. But yes, Cat Yokai do get quite a bit of representation. I'm all for it. We're adorable. An obligation to control my servant. So I need to ensure my servant doesn't attack people as well as other servants.
少しは自分の立場が理解できた？なら次はあなたの体のことね。エミヤ君、あれから自分に何が起きたのか覚えている？
Well, we kind of remember what we did last night. It was really dumb. Well, I remember and all, but I ran over to Saber and Berserker literally tore my guts out. I lost consciousness, so I don't know why I'm alive, let alone what happened after that.
そんなことだろうと思ったわ。本題の続きに入る前に、そこのところだけ説明してあげる。
Sighing in displeasure, Tosaka begins a brief explanation of what happened last night. Apparently, Berserker left right after I lost consciousness. Afterwards, my body started to heal on its own and was back to normal after a few minutes. I was still unconscious, so Tosaka brought me here, and the rest was as I remember it. And there are nice elf girls gonna be in the game too? Aren't elf girls usually nice? It's just something about elf. Usually elf girls are usually nice? I thought so anyway.
あの傷を感知させたのはあなた自身の力だった。そこ勘違いしないでよね。
Or do you mean nice as in, damn, that is one nice elf girl? That's what it sounds like from the way you told it. So you aren't the one who healed me.
まさか死にかけてる人間を蘇生させるなんて芸当はもう私にはできない。意味やシローは自分でぶっ飛んだ
Well, I
中身
mean,
を
you
どう
could
に
have
か
scooped them up and shoved them back in. Ah, by nice you mean, damn, that is one sexy ass elf. Gotcha. Again, that is normally that is usually the norm for elf girls. I don't really have an answer to that. My stomach is back to normal, yes, but I'm honestly still dubious about what Tosaka said. I can't even use any healing magecraft, much less raise the dead.
そうなると原因はサーバントね。あなたのサーバントはよっぽど強力なのか、それとも召喚の時に何か手違いが生じたのか。まあ両方だと思うけど、何らかのラインがつながったんでしょうね。
Line? You mean some sort of fated line that connects a familiar and its mage?
あら、ちゃんと使い物知識はあるじゃない。
Well, I believe we covered that a while ago, Tosaka. Yes, I understand at least the basics of familiars.
なら話は早いわ。要するにエミヤ君とセイバーの関係は普通の主人と使い魔の関係じゃないってこと。見たところセイバーには自然治癒の力もあるみたいだから、それがあなたに流れてるんじゃないかな。普通は魔術師の能力が使い魔に付与されるんだけど、あなたの場合は使い魔の特殊能力が主人を助けてるってわけ。
So it's like a river flowing upstream?
うまい例えね。本来ならありえないだろうけど、セイバーの魔力ってのは川の流れを変えるほど膨大なんでしょ。そうでなければあの体格でバーサーカーとまともに打ち合うなんて考えられない。
Oh, she's got some power, all right. It wouldn't normally be possible. Does that mean your relationship with Archer is a normal mage familiar relationship?
そうよ。人の言うこと全然聞かないやつだけど、一応そういう関係。マスターとサーバントのつながりなんてガソリンとエンジンみたいなものだもの。こっちが魔力を提供してあっちがそれを食べるだけ。まあ中には肉体面でもサーバントと共有して疑似的な不死を得たマスターもいたそうよ。サーバントが死なない限り自分も死なないなんていうやつなんだけど。エミヤ君、人の話聞いてる？
Huh? Yeah, I am. Then, Tosaka, does that mean my body will heal from injuries even if I don't do anything about them?
あなたのサーバントの魔力を消費してね。理屈はわからないけど、原因がセイバーの実体化にあることは間違いないわ。あなたが自然治癒の呪いなんて習得しているはずはないから。
Of course not. My old man never taught me something that complicated.
そうじゃなくて、そうだったら私が悩む必要はなかったっていうことよ。いいわ。あなたには関係のない話だから。
Huh? What does she mean? I wonder why Tosaka is being so roundabout.
まあいいわ。とにかくあまり無茶はしないこと。
I can't make that promise. Rash is like Shiro's middle fucking name. Shiro doing stuff rashly Emiya.
今回は助かったからいいけど、次にあんな傷を負ったらまず助からないはずだから。多少の傷なら治るなんていう甘い考えは捨てた方がいいでしょうね。
I know. Saber had to help me because I went and got myself hurt. I don't have any excuses for that.
バカね。そんな理由じゃないわよ。断言してもいいけど、あなたの傷を治すと減るのはセイバーの魔力だけじゃない。あなた、それ絶対なんか使ってるわ。寿命とか性分とか預金残高とか、ともかく何かが減りまくってるに違いないんだから。
Tosaka huffs once again. And I agree, but... Tosaka, I don't think my bank account has anything to do with it.
関係あるわよ。魔術ってのは金食い虫なんだから。使ってればどんどんお金は減っていくものなの。そうでなければ許さないんだから。特に私が。
Oh, Tosaka's super pissed and it's absolutely adorable. Tosaka absolutely explodes with fury. It's odd, really. The more I talk to her, the more this Tosaka feels like the real one, while the girl at school feels like an act. Though I guess I already noticed that yesterday. I'd love Azure Promila.
話を戻しましょうか。
I'll look into it.
で、どうするの？人殺しはしないっていうエミヤ君は他のマスターが何をしようが傍観するんでしたっけ？
I take it back. She's not only twisted, she's a jerk who's going out of her way to drive me into a corner with a smile. If it comes to that, I'll go in and stop them. The master won't have much to do as long as their servant has been defeated, right?
呆れた。自分からマスターは倒さない。けど他のマスターが悪事を働いたら倒すって言うんだ。
Too bad it's not coming out till 2025? Yeah, that is unfortunate.
エミヤ君、自分が矛盾してるって分かってる？
Yeah, I know they're just pretty words, but I can't think of anything else. I'm not changing my principles, no matter what you say.
問題点が一つあるけど、言っていいかしら？
I can see the gears turning in her head. She's up to something. But I promised to listen, so I need to hear her out. Yeah?
昨日のマスター覚えてる？エミヤ君と私を簡単に殺せとか言ってた子だけど。
How could we forget the crazy little girl? How could I forget she attacked us on our way home without any warning?
あの子、必ず私たちを殺しに来る。それはエミヤ君にも分かってると思うけど。
Oh, right. That girl's a master too. She knows that Tosaka and I are both masters, so she's bound to come after us eventually. It could be today or tomorrow, but we already signed our death warrants. I have no choice of stopping that. I have no chance of stopping that monster.
あの子のサーバント、バーサーカーは桁違いよ。
He is on a whole other damn level.
マスターとして未熟なあなたにあれは撃退できない。自分からは何もしないで身を守るって言うけど、あなたは身を守ることさえできないわ。
Look who's talking. You have no chance against that thing either.
正面からじゃ勝てないでしょうね。白兵戦ならあれは最強のサーバントよ。きっと歴代のサーバントの中でもあれと並ぶやつはいないと思う。私もバーサーカーに襲われたら逃げ延びる手段はないわ。
That goes for me too. I'm pretty sure I won't survive the next round with that thing. My hand moves unconsciously to my stomach. The wound is closed. It's probably not even fair to call this a wound. It's the spot where a gigantic sword nearly killed me instantly. I can't shake off the sudden wave of nausea that wells up in me when I imagine the next time I might get a taste of that blade.
そういうこと。わかった？何もしないままで聖杯戦争の終わりを待つなんて選択肢はないってことだ。
Yeah, I know that. But Tosaka, I'm not sure what your point is. I'm sure you're not here just to make fun of my inevitable doom, are you?
そこまで悪趣味じゃない。
The kind of sadist that would be here just to poke fun at our eventual doom.
もうここまで言ってるのにわからない？要するに私と手を組まないかって言ってるの。
What? What now? Huh? What? If I take those words at face value, that means you want to team up with me, Tosaka?
そう。私のアーチャーは致命傷を受けて目下治療中。完全に回復するまで時間がかかるけど、それでも半人前ぐらいの活躍はできるはずよ。で、そっちはサーバントは申し分ないけど、マスターが足引っ張ってやっぱり半人前。ほら、合わせればちょうどいいわ。
Oh, I get it. You're an extremely competent mage with a wounded servant, and I have an exceptional servant, and I'm a pathetic so if we combine everything, we have a really good mage and a really good servant. Right, I see. It's all about you, isn't it, Rin? Magia Extera coming sometime in 2024? Nice.
私が知る限りでもう3回も死にそうになったのに1日で3回も殺されかける人間なんて初めて見たけど
But
同盟の対価ぐらいは払うわアーチャーを倒されたことはチャラにしてあげてマスターとしての知識も教えてあげるああと暇があればエミヤ君の魔術の腕を見てあげてもいいけどどう
yeah, it's only a deal till you figure out what kind of magecraft I have. It's an attractive proposal. I know next to nothing, and Tosaka does seem knowledgeable. And I'd like to avoid fighting her, if I can.
エミヤ君答え聞かせてほしいんだけど
She urges me to make a choice. We teaming up with Tosaka? I'm assuming if we don't team up with her, we're gonna end up with another bad ending, right? But it's up to chat, so... Are we teaming up? Team up. All right. Besides, I don't have much choice. There's too much I don't know, and I have no experience as a mage. If Tosaka is offering to help me, however temporary, it's an offer I can't turn down. All right, I'll take your offer, Tosaka. Honestly, I'd really appreciate your help.
決まりねそれじゃあ握手しましょうとりあえずバーサーカーを倒すまでは味方同士ってことで
Okay, so there's the terms of our teaming up. It's to defeat Berserker. Oh, right, yeah, I guess that should be the arrangement. I guess I don't have control over the timing, but it'll probably help to know the timeline. I shake the offered hand. I'm a little perplexed. Tosaka's hand is so soft, it reminds me she's a girl. Dude, get your head out of your ass. My hand in comparison is covered with scratches, and it seems a poor match for hers. The moment I think that, I find myself getting embarrassed. I quickly pull my hand back.
何どうしたのやっぱり私と協力するのは嫌
No, he's trying to not get all hot and horny for you. No, it's not that. I really appreciate that I'm going to be able to work with you. That was more, a personal thing, so don't worry about it. Tosaka looks at me strangely. face turns mischievous. What? I might dissolve our arrangement if you say something stupid. Serious. I really will.
あなた、女の子の手を握るの初めてだったんでしょ。
It might be the first time he's held a girl's hand.
なんだ、顔が広いように見えて白ってば奥手なんだ。
Oh, that's not true. There's no way in hell I could say I got embarrassed because it was her. Yeah, fine. I haven't really touched a girl so intimately before, but... And no, Fujine doesn't count. She's more like something from a different planet than someone from a different gender. Hey, hold on. What'd Tosaka just say?
聞いてた通り、ほんと顔に出るのね。まあ、今のは追求しないであげましょう。変につっついて意地を張られても困るし。じゃあ、まずは鉄撃。これあげるから強力な証と思って。
I don't know where she'd been keeping it, but she tugs out a giant book and slaps it on the table. Your friend Mema like Rin too? A lot of people like Rin. It's them thighs, I swear. It looks like a diary. There's no title, and the cover is wine red. It seems to be Tosaka's trademark color.
私の父さんの持ち物だけど、もういらないからあげる。一人前のマスターには必要ないものだけど、あなたには必要だと思って。
Tosaka gestures for me to flip through it. Okay, thanks. I open to a random page, and then... There's nothing written on the page, but a strange image suddenly pops into my head. Huh? Tosaka, what is this?
各サーバントの能力表よ。聖杯戦争には決められたルールがあるのはもう分かってるでしょ。それはサーバントにも当てはまるの。まず呼び出される英霊は7人だけ。その7人も聖杯があらかじめ作っておいたクラスになることで召喚が可能となる。英霊そのものを引っ張ってくるより、その英霊に近い役割を作っておいて、そこに本体を呼び出すっていうやり方ね。口寄せとか降霊術は呼び出した霊を術者の中に入れて何らかの助言をさせるでしょ。それと同じ。
Oh, Rin has the best thighs in Fate? I don't know. I like Sakura's thighs.
時代の違う霊を呼び出すにはあらかじめ箱を用意しておいた方がいいのよ。そういうこと。英霊たちは正体を隠すものだって言ったでしょ。だから本名は絶対口にしない。自然彼らを表す名称は呼び出されたクラス名になる。で、その用意されたクラスはセイバー、ランサー、アーチャー、ライダー、キャスター、アサシン、バーサーカーの7つ。聖杯戦争のたびに1つや2つはクラスの変更はあるみたいだけど、今回は基本的なラインナップね。
Except in this particular instance, Berserker is the single most powerful servant in this Grail War.
これらのクラスはそれぞれ特徴があるんだけど、サーバント自体の能力は
Pretty sure,
呼び
anyways,
出された英霊の
the
確認を
Berserker is the
使う
most
から
powerful
注意
one
して。
in this one. Sakura has the boba? I mean, that is true. Rin got the thighs and Sakura got the boba. A heroic spirit's rank? You mean how strong they were in life?
それもあるけど、彼らの能力を支えるのは知名度よ。生前何をしたか、どんな武器を持っていたかってのは不変のものだけど、彼らの基本能力はその時代でどのくらい有名なのかで変わってくるわ。
Yes, both are great.
英霊は神様みたいなものだから、人間に崇められるほど強さが増すの。存在が濃くなるとでも言うのかしらね。信仰を失った神霊が精霊に落ちるのと一緒で、人々に忘れ去られた英雄にはそう大きな力はない。もっとも忘れられていようが知られていなかろうが、元が強力な英雄だったらある程度の能力は維持できると思うけど。
Then if the hero is well known and their legend was extraordinary?
間違いなく A ランクのサーバントでしょうね。
Like Saber over here.
そういった意味でもバーサーカーは最強かもしれない。
And unfortunately, Berserker's ass.
何しろギリシャ神話における最も有名な英雄だもの。神代の英雄たちはそれだけで特殊な宝具を持っているっていうのに、英雄自体が強いんじゃ手の打ちようが
Saber
ない。
got the booty. She did get the booty. Tosaka, what the heck's a noble phantasm?
そのサーバントが生前使っていたシンボル、英雄と魔剣聖剣の類はセットでしょ。要するに彼らの武装のことよ。
Huh? Weapon? Like Saber's invisible sword?
まあね、あれがどんな曰くを持っているか知らないけど、セーバーのあれは間違いなく宝具でしょ。
Yeah, but see, Saber has to hide her sword or everybody would instantly know who she is.
言うまでもないと思うけど、英雄ってのは人名だけじゃ伝説には残れない。彼らにはそれぞれトレードマークとなった武器がある。それが奇跡を願う人々の思いの結晶、ノーブルファンタズムとされる最上級の武装なわけ。
So it's a powerful magical item.
そうそう、ぶっちゃけた話、英霊だけでは強力な魔術、神秘には太刀打ちできないわ。けれどそこに宝具が絡んでくると話は別よ。宝具を操る英霊は数段格上の精霊さえ打ち滅ぼす。何しろ伝説上に現れる聖剣、魔剣はほとんど魔法の域に近いんだもの。最強の幻想種である竜を殺す剣だの、万里をかける靴だの、果ては神殺しの魔剣まで。ともかくこれで無敵じゃないはずがないっていうぐらい英霊たちが持つ武装は桁が違う。サーバントの戦いはこの宝具のぶつかり合いにあると言っても過言じゃないわ。
So what you're saying is that these servants who are heroic spirits will most definitely have at least one noble phantasm.
ええ、原則として一人の英霊が持てるのは一つの宝具だけとされるわ。大抵は剣とか槍ね。ほら中国に破山剣ってあるじゃない。一振りしかできないけどその一振りで山をも立つっていう魔術品、それと似たようなものだと思う。もっとも宝具はその神明を呪文にして発動する奇跡だから、そうおいそれと使えるものじゃないんだけど。
Huh? It activates when the weapon's name is spoken? Right. Why would that make it so hard to use?
あのね、武器の名前を言えばそのサーバントがどこの英雄か分かっちゃうじゃない。英雄と魔剣はセットなんだから、 武器の名前が分かれば持ち主の名前もおのずと知れてしまう。そうなったら長所も短所も丸分かりでしょ。
He should give his saber so that she could get her magic? Yeah. I see, yeah, you make a good point. Now that I think back, when Lancer used his noble phantasm, Saber immediately figured out his identity. Something about Ireland's Child of Light? Okay, so servants are separated by classes, and each of them are heroic spirits suited to that class. They're all concealing their identities, and the weapons that they wield are the most powerful aces they've got up their sleeve. But they can't use it freely, or they will wind up revealing their identity.
以上でサーバントについての講義は終わり。
All right, well, with that little bit of the lecture out of the way, we're going to call it there for today, guys. Thank you so much for coming to the stream. I just want to let everybody here know that, let's see, Tuesday will be our next episode. I believe Tuesday will be our next episode of Fate Samurai Remnant. And then be looking for our next stream of Fate Stay Night later on in the week. All right, we'll catch you all in the next one. Bye for meow. Have a great day, Dawson.